ICC Cricket Academy ground for the third and final one-day international between Pakistan. I have the captains with me, Bisma Maroof and Stephanie Taylor. Along with them, the match referee, Mohammad Javed Malik. Bisma, you have the coin. Head is the call. It's a head. Stephanie, what have you decided?
We'll have a bat.
What do you make of the wicket?
I think the wicket is pretty good. Just make use of the, condition. Batters, giving the batters a chance to just, go out there, apply herself and put some runs on the board and, put the Pakistani under pressure.
And what target are you looking for today?
Well, we're hoping for 250 plus. Seeing that, the Pakistani made 240, they're very much capable of, repeating that. So, I believe a 250 plus would be a good target.
Any changes?
Just one change. Anisa's out and Ramarak is in.
All the best.
Thank you.
Bisma, you're going to bowl. What mind you have? What target do you have? Do you want to restrict them?
I think we like to restrict them under 220, and I think it's a good wicket, and we like to take advantage of the 12 overs.
You have been leaking some runs in the later overs. How do you plan to rectify on them?
Yeah, I think we have not finished well in the last game. It's just we need to see what we have done wrong, just to finish our job, and we all are pumped up today.
Any changes?
I know it's the same side.
All the best. So that's the news from the middle. Pakistan, West Indies has won the toss and decided to bat first.
Well, Marina, will be joining you here for the pitch reports. Can you take us through the pitch, how it will react today? The surface, bit of cracks as well?
Yeah, it's the same wicket as used in the previous one day, but I was looking at it, a little bit of dew on it, but not much. It will dry out as the sun is out, but I think pretty much the same wicket, a good wicket to bat on. But if you see right here, there are some patches for the lefties. I think that Pakistan bowling first would like to utilize these patches. Not much to offer for the righty, but if talking about I think the hardness of the wicket, it's the same. But we have seen that the bounce we were expecting in the last game, it wasn't much there, and I think the case will be the same. But a good track to bat on. Early on, you've seen that it's a little bit windy,
yeah.
So I think that the fast bowlers would like some swing, and they would like to utilize it by bowling on the proper areas. At that end, I think there's a little bit cracks for the righty, and I think the off spinners or the leg spinners would like to utilize it again. But overall, it seems like a very good track to bat first, as the West Indies has decided. But definitely bowlers need to work a little bit harder on it.
So the series is still alive and the game is still on. We have 1-1 between both the sides and little bit cracks, but things looks harder here. I think it is a batting surface, a lot batting surface. But as a bowler, what we saw the last game, Diana and Sanamir, what they have done is that they bowled on the correct areas, try to create the angles. And let's see how this game goes. Wait for the actions. It will resume soon. Thank you very much.
मैं तो खड़े रहना यार
सिराज भाई
रेडी करें उनको पूछते हैं रेडी है Good morning, cricket lovers. Across the world, we're bringing you the third and final ODI between Pakistan women and West Indies women. This is part of the ICC Women's Championship happening here in Dubai, UAE. We are coming to you live from the ICC Academy. And we have Windies winning the toss and putting themselves to bat first. And it's going to be a challenge here. We have strong winds blowing across the ground. With me in the combox is Kamran and Nabil.
Good morning, Chavi. Good morning, everyone. And oh, lovely start. Diana Baig starting the proceedings from Pakistan, the star of the previous match from Pakistan to Akasha Knight. About the teams, Pakistan has gone in with the same team as the last match, and there is one change in Windies lineup. Anisa Mohammad has been replaced by a debutant, Karishma Ramarak.
And that'll be the white signal as well.
It won't be easy to control the swing given how the wind has been blowing. It's not just blowing one way, it's like more like circling around. So it would be a challenge for Diana Baig. In the previous match we saw how she utilized the direction of the wind, bowling those outswingers, and that helped her to get the Indipas going too.
Another
this time a brilliant delivery from Diana Baig.
Slight control there of the wind. This is going to be a bit of a challenge here, Kamran and Nabil, for the Pacers. How are they going to control the ball? It's a strong wind. How they're going to use the wind to their advantage. And I think this is going to be a good match. It's a decider. The series is level 1-1.
And bowler, what a beautiful start! And Diana Baig following up on her brilliant performance in the first innings and utilized the swing perfectly there.
Well, what a delivery, what a dream start for Pakistan. They wanted to have a good start given West Indies have decided to bat first, and Kaisia Knight's struggles in this series continues.
Yes, Nabil, the ball was moving a little bit away. She's a left hand just to be and the ball was moving away, and she thought that it was going to move away. Well, you see the wind. We were just talking about how they're going to take advantage of
and Chavi, I think the wide before this delivery, so the wind, there is a strong wind, but it's not consistent enough. It's a start stop kind of a wind. So on the previous delivery, when she delivered the ball, the wind was not that much there, so it slided down the leg side. And on the next delivery, the wind just helped Diana Baig hit the off stump of Kasia Knight, and purely very difficult kind of delivery for Kasia Knight. She can't complain much about that.
So the skipper walks in. Stephanie Taylor winning the toss, selecting to bat. They do realize how important this partnership is going to be for the Windies. Both Doughton and Taylor will need to make sure to ensure that they're going to have to be they have to stick around there. The partnership has to work. They're going to need a strong total on board.
This time a fuller delivery, a quick single, throw at the keeper's end, but the dive was in from Doughton. This is the golden pair that Pakistan would be trying to hunt down, because as we know, Doughton can be really dangerous up front, while Stephanie Taylor had this ability to not just build the innings but help a partner from the other end as well.
Yeah, that's the kind of a start that Pakistan would have loved to or dreamed about, because it's not only Kasia Knight who has gone. The other Doughton, she got a peach of delivery in the last match, so obviously it must be back of her mind as well. facing Diana Baig, and especially when the wicket has gone down in the first over, on the third ball of the first over, she may not be able to assert herself like she does often.
It's a 50-over game. We've got plenty of time. It's a longer format match. We all are aware of the same. And, well, what these two will need to do is they will have to take their time.
Well, it would be a different challenge given the nature of the match. It's a decider, and finals are always pressure matches. Diana runs in again. This time a fuller delivery and lofted over, long off, and it's a 6. That was a strong shot from Doughton.
Simply dispatched, completely disdainful. It was in the slot, and like we were saying that there is wind, but when it's stopped for a while, like it is stopped right now, it becomes easier to bat, and with that splendid shot, that concludes the first over, and it's 8 for 1. So a mixed start for Windies, losing Kasia Knight on the third delivery, and Doughton getting a splendid 6 at the last ball of the first over.
Well, Pakistan shouldn't mind Doughton going after the bowlers, because it will only create more opportunities for them to go through her defense. Sanamir is going to bowl from the nets area, and we have seen throughout this Charvi that Pakistan have operated with a medium pace at one end and a spinner from the other.
Sanamir always bowling in with the new ball. She comes in the second over. Very beneficial she is with the new ball. She's got the variations that we need, and I think it's a perfect weather here for the former captain. That's played well, and very important, this partnership for the Windies.
Yeah, but the kind of environment at the ground, it can be a double-edged sword for Pakistan as well, because it's too windy, and we will have to see how much control Sanamir manages to display here, because it will be very difficult to control the line and length in this much of wind.
What usually happens is for the spinners, I mean, unless you're really flighting the ball up in the air, you probably see some movement through the air, but you usually want the pacers to use the wind. Sanamir, on that occasion, I think she will be bowling the slightly quicker ones, flatter ones through the air.
This one pitched up. Was a baller back drive. Costing nothing here. Well, given that the breeze is blowing from all and it's coming from everywhere. Both Kamran, the batters and the bowlers won't be sure. This time she tried to loft it over long on, but it fell short to the mid-on fielder. So Doughton is lucky here.
And that's the challenge, Nabil, here, because the thing is, it's not that kind of wind which is blowing from one side, a strong wind. It's a swirling kind of wind. So at times, for one delivery, it's blowing from mid-wicket to third man area, and then on the next delivery, it's going from fine leg to a long off area. So it's pretty tough and challenging for both batters and bowlers here.
This time Doughton wanted to cut it through a backward point, but it was a quicker delivery from Sanamir. So she's mixing up her pace, something she does really well.
Yeah, it's going to be a risk for her where she wouldn't probably want to use the flighted one very quickly. She does realize how important her 10 overs are crucial. We saw it in the previous game as well. She was essential, and she was the pick of one of the pick of the bowlers after Diana Baig. Sanamir going into slightly delivery, soft hands, and well, that's the trick. That's what you need to do. You don't need the big shots coming in very quickly through the innings, and that will be the end of the over as well. 2 gone. It's 10 for 1.
And like Charvi was mentioning, the spell that Diana Baig bowled in the first, the second ODI, in the previous game here. But Sana Mir bowled pretty miserly as well. She got 3 for 21 in her 10 overs, and she kept that pressure from the other end and didn't leak the runs early on, which helped Diana Baig to rip through the Windies top order.
Well, a fuller delivery and probably not the best of fielding there from Alia Reyaz. Doughton is going after every ball, and that's how she plays.
It's very important. This it's a decider, the third and final one-day international between the Windies women, the Pakistan women, and well, two eventful games. The first one, Windies taking it away from Pakistan. The second one, Pakistan taking it away from the Windies.
Doughton taking her time, just slowing it down.
Funny Taylor cuts to the point fielder. No run there. And this is something really unusual.
So as we can see, the first ODI, Windies winning it by 146 runs, and the second one, Pakistan winning by 34 runs. Fuller delivery that by Diana Baig. And Nabil, you were mentioning that Doughton has slowed her her innings down. She's pacing her innings, and well, you would expect that from any player that's playing an ODI.
Well, we saw how Doughton played against her nature in the first ODI, and it worked well for the Windies. She put up a brilliant partnership with Stephanie Taylor, and that is what is required in this match as well. This time, beautiful deliveries, swinging away and then coming back in after pitching. So Diana Baig continues to trouble the Windies batters here.
And I think Doughton failed only in the last game of all the T20Is and ODIs, and for the first time she's under a bit of personal pressure from Diana Baig. So like she plays, she's trying to dominate her, but it's not that easy. Another good ball and pitched right in the slot. And Doughton, after hitting that splendid 6 in the last over, she's just biding her time. I think that was more of a statement from her.
Well, that's something that she will do. It's well played as well from Taylor. Good over here from Diana Baig. 3 gone. It's 11 for 1.
Nabil, we saw the pitch earlier today, and what you make of this, especially when Windies are batting first, and we saw the first match, so we have seen it's the same strip we are playing again. So what do you think, what could be a good total here, or how would the pitch play here?
I think the pitch is played true to the nature, and I think if these two batters can bat a bit long, Windies would easily cross a 250 run mark, but there would be some purchase for the spinners as well, because it's the same pitch where the second one-day international was played, so there would be some purchase for the spinners. Let's see whether Sana Mir and Nasha Sandhu would be able to exploit it or not, but they would need to be brave enough to pitch it up to the likes of Doughton and Taylor.
There's definitely going to be a challenge, Nabil, to see how some of the other bowlers are going to react to the weather conditions, and how are they going to use it to their advantage. Yet again, it's well played by Doughton. This is good chemistry here. This is the kind of rapport you would want to have with your partner. Just soft hands. We could even barely hear the sound of the willow, of the leather hitting the willow. It was just right there, and a quick single. And this is what is something that will build up the innings. In an ODI, it's the singles, it's the 2s, it's the 3s that build up the innings, and that gets you to the massive total. We saw it in the previous game, where Pakistan was very good with that.
Well, probably the strategy from the Windies is quite similar to how they played in the first ODI. Excellent delivery from Sana Mir. So she is troubling here, and the best thing about Sana has been her consistency with the ball, especially it's not easy bowling with a new ball, but Sana is able to deliver for Pakistan. Another good delivery, and like you were mentioning, Charvi, the plan is to play with the soft hands and look for out the singles.
I mean, you're not going to get every ball out there to hit out of the park. The singles will build up your innings. They're the ones that are going to get you the runs. So once you get you take your singles, it's a loose delivery, and you go for it. Good piece of fielding there, Javeera Khan, and a fiercey throw there, not giving away everything. And yes, both the teams are charged up. They've got a very, very good body language. They've come in with a positive intent. Both determined to win this and take this series home. And well, we're expecting a fantastic game of cricket, all in all.
True, and I think the key thing here would be for Pakistan team to assess the pitch and environment correctly and keep their expectations accordingly as well, because it's a much better pitch today. And like we saw the other day, Pakistan were short for 30-40 runs, but they made up for it with their bowling. So tried to sneak another run, but good fielding by Pakistan again. So that's the end of the over. That's fourth over gone. It's 12 for 1. In the first ODI, the pitch had a bit more green tinge on it, and obviously the ground staff knew that there is going to be another match just 2 days after. So that was the kind of pitch. Today it's more on the yellowish side, so it's a much better batting strip. So Pakistan women, they should not lose hope if Windies manage to put up a partnership, or especially these two batsmen. So just like the Natasha McLean the other day, she got stuck to the Pakistan bowling. Pakistan will have to keep the expectations realistic, and for sure 300 is a chaseable target over here.
Yeah, it's a batting track, barely any dew that we saw. It's a nice dry ground. The outfield is quick and fast. They wouldn't. Nevertheless, they would want to keep the scores just on par. They don't want to go over par. We saw that West Indies fell short of 34 runs in the previous game. So anything around 250 to 60, which should be a very good total for Windies to defend. And I'm sure Pakistan women will be looking to restrict the Windies somewhere below 200, just to make things a little smoother for them. We don't know how the weather is going to change in the second innings, but if it remains this way, then they would want to keep this to the minimal.
Probably an inside edge might have saved Taylor here. That was a much better delivery from Diana as compared to the previous delivery. Previous delivery was well short and was wide, allowed to open up her arms. And like you were mentioning, Chavi, that Pakistan would be looking to restrict Windies below 200. Given what happened in the first ODI, Pakistan were under serious pressure while chasing. So this is something they need to look out for.
Definitely so. I'm sure they've come in with a plan. Both the teams have. And that's what you usually would do. 14 on board. Run rate just taking over 3 runs and over. Wouldn't mind that at all, the Windies. And I think Diana Begg, she's on top of her game. She's getting the ball to move. She's a good athlete. And a good shot there. That's played straight, and that's going to go all the way. That's a biggie. It's a maximum here by Dottin. And well, she's going after them.
I think she tried a slower one there because the ball just stuck into the pitch and gave enough time to Dottin to line up and play through the line and dispatch it over the infield. So the interesting innings this is, because Pakistan bowlers, they have been keeping it very tight, and there have been only 2 scoring shots, and both of them have been sixes, and pretty forceful sixes.
Kamran, just another thing as well, we do realize, looking at the conditions that they've become, you see the clouds are coming in as well. We might expect a little bit of rain. It's a Dubai thing. The only thing that would settle that wind and would settle the sandstorm is a bit of rain. A chance here. We'll have to hurry dot in.
This time again we saw Diana rolling her fingers over the ball. So probably she's going for those cutters. But I think the amount of movement she's getting off the air and off the pitch as well. I think Diana should bowl seam up deliveries. Shouldn't be afraid of getting hit for boundaries or a 6. She remains key to Pakistan's cause here. You can see on this delivery as well, she rolled up her fingers.
She's trying to get the little bit of a reverse swing as well, trying to pull the pace back from the ball in some cases. Well, that'll be the end of the over as well. 5 gone. It's 21 for 1.
Here's a look at the Windies scorecard. Kasia Knight went for duck for the second time in the series. Just faced 3 deliveries, brilliantly bowled by Diana Baig. Dhendra Doughton, the star player from Windies, still there. 17 of 12 deliveries. Hit 2 massive sixes already to Diana Baig. Stephanie Taylor is there on 3 as well. So like we were discussing about the weather, usually when this much of a dust storm and winds came whenever to Dubai, it's usually preceded with the lovely ball pushed through by Sana. And as we were discussing earlier, Sana is usually likes to flight the ball, but here she is pushing it more, which I didn't realize that she could do with so much control.
Well, Sana will bowl once again. This time a much flatted delivery and an easy single here for Doughton.
Well, she is pushing the ball through the air. She does realize anything which is flighted or slower might move away because of the wind, and that's the reason why, just to control the delivery a little bit, she's bowling those flatter and quicker ones. And yet again, that one was a slightly quicker delivery, trying to pull the pace back from the ball. But the only disadvantage is going to be here is going to be that it might go against them, the bowlers, if they will be looking to flight the delivery. It's going to be a bit of a challenge till the weather condition changes.
Yeah, and usually it's pretty difficult for any spinner to have control on both. Again, another flighted delivery.
Well, they should have been stopped by Javeria Khan. She needs to be on her toes. Pakistan cannot allow to give away those singles, because if they need to, if they want to build the pressure on the Windies batting side, those singles should be cut off.
And I think, Nabil, they should learn the script that Stephanie Taylor is following. They need to make Stephanie Taylor go for runs and cut down easy singles for her, because in all 3 innings that we have seen her, that looks to be her protocol, that just go there, steady the innings, and let Doughton and other players collect the runs, and she stay there as a senior partner there.
That was a fearsome shot, resulted in no run. It must have hit Bismar's end quite fiercely. And with that, it's the end of the 6th over. Windies are 23 for 1.
So although Windies have lost Kasia Knight, it's turning out to be a good start for Windies here. 23 for 1 after 6. Both the experienced pros, they are laying down a good solid foundation like they did in the first ODI as well, where they had also lost a wicket there as well. But then these two put on a very long, very patient partnership, and eventually that turned out to be the match-winning partnership for Windies.
Yes, of course, they will be looking to do the same here today. They do realize how important this game is. Both the teams playing in for the points, And just to remind you, in the ICC women's rankings at the moment, in terms of the points, the only difference is Pakistan is 1 point behind the Windies. So both of them trying to make a mark, one planning to go ahead of the other. And well, that's the fight here that they are battling it out in this third and final ODI. And Dinah Begg, it's going to be essential for her to stick around just to keep things in control. Stephanie Taylor, on the other hand, very good between the wickets, these two. They run well, they take their chances. We know Dottin is the one who's more of the hitter. Taylor can as well. She's both of them are strong in their areas.
But Chavi, I think Pakistan are missing the trick here. They are not following what she's trying to do. She has been on the single spree, I would say, while Dottin likes to get on with the game, hit those boundaries. Stephanie Taylor's game is to build the innings, look out for the singles. So I think if Pakistan can attack more on Stephanie and not give her those singles, that might put pressure on her, and that would force her to do something that she does not want to do at this stage of the match.
Well, I think it's couldn't be a better combination for both the players. And a bit of a pause here in the game that we see. It's probably because of the...
Probably the field is being adjusted. The short fine leg fielder has been asked to go to deep fine leg, whereas they have taken Nidha Dar on the long on boundary, while third midfielder has been asked to come in the circle. Dinah Begg once again. Fuller delivery, and luckily there's a fielder there. Nidha would cut off this shot and would limit it to 2.
We're talking about Dottin and Taylor. A good combination there. One very good with rotating the strike. The other one is a power hitter. She can clear the ropes with ease. We've seen some 2 fantastic shots of Dottin's willow. Taylor is still on 5, Dottin on 20. Partnership with 25 runs in this innings. Windies winning the toss, selecting to bat. And just a little bit of information for all our viewers who might have just joined us from across the world. We welcome you all in this third and final one-day international between these two teams. Part of the ICC Women's Championship being played here in Dubai at the ICC Academy.
This time it was down to the leg and rightly called wide from standing umpire Asif Yaqub. There's been another change in the field this time. The deep fine leg fielder has been put to the deep square leg, while Nahida Khan has been asked to operate the short fine leg. So there are now 4 fielders on the leg side, while 5 on the off side. Another slower delivery from Dinah Begg. Probably she's taking her chance. She wants Dottin to play a big shot.
Probably trying to create those chances for Dottin, but well, we well as this, we know that this is good cricket here, and there's no stopping that. That's going to run away to the boundary, and a good-looking shot coming off Dottin's willow.
It was a touch fuller from Dinah Begg, and Dottin took full advantage of it, middling it really well, and Nidha Dar had no chance whatsoever at the long on boundary. So she made a good sprint, but it was a too powerful shot from Dottin. Dinah needs to get her length right compared to the previous one-day international. I think her length has been a bit fuller or a short.
And yet another.
It was another full toss delivery, and it was helped on a way to another boundary. So Dottin is now dealing in boundaries, and she's getting the flow. That could be dangerous for Pakistan.
That'll be the end of the over as well after back-to-back boundaries. 7 gone. 35 for 1.
Earlier in the day, Windies captain Stephanie Taylor won the toss and elected to bat first. And here's a look at the bowling. Diana Baig, she has been a bit expensive today, although she picked the wicket of Kasha Knight in the first over. She has gone for 30 runs and has taken 1 wicket. Sana Mir, on the other hand, she has been her miserly self, choking the runs and keeping the pressure on the batsman. Uppishly played by the batter and but safe.
And this is the trick that you do. You see the spells of the bowlers away. You know, the bowlers that are dangerous, they're the ones who are nippy. Since Sanamir is quite nippy, soft hands, and there's a chance here. And this is a loss here for the Windies. She was almost halfway through. There was no chance of her getting back. And that's the second blow here, and that's in the form of Doughton. She was just getting her go on.
Pakistan couldn't have asked for a better wicket here, and that too in the form of a run out. So Windies losing their wicket against the run off play.
What a stroke of luck for Pakistan. Splendid fielding. Have a look at it. A perfect throw, and Sanamir didn't do any mistakes, and she whipped the bails off. What a precious wicket for the Pakistan at this juncture of the game, when these two experienced campaigners, Stephanie Taylor and Doughton, they look like they had gotten over the early jitters.
Yeah, Kamran, and given the importance of Doughton to this Windies cause, this could be a match-changing situation here for Pakistan. Pakistan must not allow Windies to get away from here.
There's a good throw from Nidadar, straight into the hands of Sanamir. And well, Doughton, to be very honest, she was way far. She had come almost halfway through on the turf, and there was no looking back. A bit of a confusion there. And the new batsman in, Campbell, 26 years of age, comes in with a lot of experience. 63 games in her kitty, 965 runs, good strike rate of 58, and an average of 19. 150 and 100. Well, she's going to have to give some company here to the skipper. Gets the bottom edge there. And a bit of a chase for Diana Baig. But that's going to be a welcome boundary for the Windies.
Sanamir shouldn't mind it because that looked a shot more of a desperation. Stephanie Taylor won't be happy how they lost the wicket of Doughton.
And I think, Nabil, on this outfield, which is lightning fast, these such boundaries will come here and there, and so the bowlers and the bowling side should not be too much be sad about it.
A flighted delivery. Stephanie Taylor wanted to cross the mid-on fielder, but will only be one.
Although Nida Dar was the one who threw to Sanamir for that very important, and that there's just evaded the slip fielder there, the ball right after. So a lot of credit must be given to Sanamir as well for keeping it so tight that the batters were forced to go for a run which was not really there.
But these are precious situations. This is what gets to you. It's your temperament as well. How do you keep these things in control?
Even with the chancy boundary, it's a good over from Sanamir till now. Oh, another edge, and again the ball just evaded the slip fielder and it's running down. Oh, and a lovely piece of fielding. Lovely piece of fielding by Diana Baig, and she has definitely sit. Oh, very close call as well. Brilliant work by Diana Baig on the boundary. She just not only saved one run, she almost got the wicket for Pakistan as well.
So 8 overs gone, it's 43 for 2, and there's a change in the com box. Joining you will be K. Asif, Abid and Marina.
Thank you very much, Avi, for the lovely introduction of the day. been here with Marina. Marina, lots of commentary with you. I'm certainly enjoying it. Look at the field effort there from Diana Baik.
Thank you, Abed, and a very good morning to everyone out there with us. Quite a windy day, and Windies are also on fire, going very hard, and as Taylor mentioned, they want a total of 250 plus at the toss, she said. So it looks like they are on to it.
Asif, your takes on the quick start, 43 on just 8 overs.
Well, of course, that's the way they came. Obviously, if they're looking 250 plus, 240 plus, they would have to start in the same way. But the bad thing is that they got some Pakistan got some wickets, and it's good for the Pakistan that Doughton and Knight, they're back into the pavilion.
Yeah, two early breakthroughs as well, but I think that's because they wanted to play aggressive, they wanted to play a little hard. This one dragged it on the onside, 4 runs. Joining us in commentary box, the ball.
That was a full toss and asking to be hit down to the boundary, and Taylor made sure that she had a good connection, and these are the things that Pakistan needs to watch out, because with the aggressive technique the West Indies have brought into the field, Pakistan needs to consider things that they don't want any loopholes in the bowling or fielding.
Well, that's right, and it was a juicy full toss, got the punishment. I don't know what Diana was trying to do on that time.
Probably looking for a Yorker but missed the length. She's been brilliant actually with the bowling till now, but they need some good consistent bowling till depth.
Yeah, I think, yes, if this way fashion they continue, I think they need to calm their nerves as well in between. So they need to calm their nerves as well. But again, Doughton once again is back to the pavilion, and Pakistani women must be feeling superb about it.
Well, that was a quick run. Yes, no, but in the end, comfortably taken. It's a good running between the wicket. Good call that was.
Yeah, I think Diana Baik, they must be eyeing to be careful against with, because she's the one who took them through in the last game, and she's the one who got 4 wickets as well. So she have taken the most important wickets also. So this is what they must be. I think they should let good deliveries go and strike the loose deliveries if you get any.
I'm sure West Indies is aware that Pakistan can bat, and they have batting strength and depth in the lineup. So probably they won't be looking to hang out there with the statement Taylor gave early on. The point for Pakistani bowlers is the right length in this wicket, because it's a really good batting track, and the way the West Indies are playing, they've been exceptional till now, looking to attack, not going easy on any of the deliveries.
Once again, an over pitch delivery straight to the extra cover, ending up this over with the dot delivery. 9 gone. Windies 50 for 2.
Yeah, nice time to bring up the 50 runs, because it's just 9 over it took for bringing 50 runs, but then they lost 2 wickets, that to key wickets. Knight and Doughton, both the openers are back to the pavilion.
Well, Marina, let me ask you that when you were in the toss and you were talking to both of the captains, how you've seen their confidence, and definitely Stephanie. She was definitely aggressive, isn't it?
Oh yeah, she was very angry, and I saw that anger and urge to win today in her eyes. And she mentioned that they're looking to win this game, not taking anything for granted. And straightforwardly, she said that Pakistan has scored 240. We're looking something 250 above as much as we can. And I think that her statement is backed up by the team, and we can see that how they're playing right now.
Trying to sweep that shot, sorry, but down the leg side, so an extra for Windies.
It's now up to this pair to contribute for West Indies. Taylor out there has a huge responsibility. We've seen that she got out on 48 in the last innings. Couldn't just take West Indies across the line. But today it's a different game. It's do or die match. So they must have a plan. And I think that Pakistan also needs to think about, yes, the conditions are a little tough out there with the wind, heavy wind blowing across the pitch, but yet again this is a professional game and you need to adjust and control the controllables. That a beautiful shot, cut away down to the boundary, the chase is on, and a couple for this Windies pair.
Well, good effort in the fielding by Javeria and Diana, and a couple more added into the total. And if we talk about that, after winning the toss, batting in these conditions won't be easy there.
Well, I think that's some sort of tactic. The way they are going down the track, hit it on the onside. Oh, catch going down. Oh, the chances going down won't be easy.
Goodness man, what she was trying to do, it was a simple catch.
Oh, that was a regulation catch in the outfield. Sidra Amin, one of the best fielders in this side, put down, and I think we need to see that how costly that chance could turn out for Pakistan. But yes, these are the opportunities Pakistan needs to take today, because it's a do and die match.
Well, a simple catch dropped. She was right under there, but I don't think so that the technique was perfect.
Well, I think, Asif, from here it looks easy, but it's not there, because the wind, with the wind, it is really difficult to judge the ball, because the ball always flips away. So she was taking 2 precautions just to go through it, but somehow the chance goes begging, and 55 after 10 overs for the loss of 2 wickets.
Well, a simple catch dropped by Sidra, and definitely it could be very dangerous for Pakistan.
Yeah, once again, I mean, as a bowler, it is so frustrating, and putting a lot of efforts in the bowl, and you try to create the chances and somebody drops it. It's always frustrating, but at the international level, I am sure they know how to come back out of it. They need to strike again and get these chances will come, because the way flicked it away on the onside and just a 1. Oh, they're coming back for 2.
Once again, the bat throw. It wasn't a couple there. If this throw was straighted, Windies were in trouble.
Yeah, that was a definite run-out chance, but probably a very vivid throw. These are the chances, yet again, I have to mention, that Pakistan needs to take on. It's not helping right now, missing run-outs and dropping catches. They don't want Taylor to settle in definitely with Campbell, because they both can bat hard.
It looks, if you see the Windies women's, they look total different today than the last game. They look charged, they look, attacking, they are certainly hungry for runs. So that is what they are doing at the moment.
Yes, as Marina was discussing earlier, that they came up with an aggressive approach, and yes, it is the way. If you are there to win, you would have to come with an aggressive approach there. Cutting and cutting straight to the sweeper, covers for a single.
Yeah, they want to take away the series, and definitely that's the approach you need to have if you're looking for a win, and that too with a good margin, because as I mentioned, West Indies know that Pakistan can bat, yet Pakistan superstars Bisma Maroof and Javeria are due to score. We'll see that in the later innings, but they know that the danger is on to the West Indies, so they want to place a very good score for the Pakistani to operate with.
Well, Windy like the Windies conditions, the way we are having the game today, there is always advantage along with the disadvantage as well. So if you see today's game, they can use one end which is in the operation now. They can use and get maximum of it. What they did in Taylor made a mistake in the last ball when it went for the chances. She took the chances from the wrong end. Even the skipper need to be careful by using their bowlers with the ends. She need to be very precautions. She need to know that which leg spinner or off spinner will be used from which end.
It's down the track, driven straight to the long on. Diana is there just for a single. So ending up this over, 11 gone, 61 for 2.
I agree with utilizing the conditions you have out there. We've seen Doughton hitting a 6, and it was with the wind that went away all the way to the screen and bumped into it. So the confirmation here for the West Indies, Doughton 28 ran out. How crucial that was for Pakistan. Taylor and Campbell out there looking good, but after 11 overs at 61, they're off to a very quick and a very positive start.
Look at the Doughton score here, 28 of 20 deliveries. So it clearly says that she was there, sent there with a message, go and blast, and that's what she did. But this 28 came in just 20 deliveries with these conditions. I mean, surprisingly, but she have done her part well. All that you need is good start. She delivered it.
Yes, that's true, but I'm sure that West Indies and even Doughton wanted to take it long and deep into the innings. We've seen that how disappointed she was after getting run out. And Taylor and Doughton being prolific players for West Indies, they are expected to be out there leading the team. But now it's all on to Taylor and other partners to come along and play for the West Indies.
And chasing always is difficult, you know, that in first match we have observed that Pakistan was supposed to chase around 220, 225, but it wasn't easy, and they collapsed on 70, around 80. So the issue is that if you are trying to restrict them around 170, 80 would be, you know, an easy target for you. But if they are crossing 200, 220, 230, won't be easy for you.
Yeah, I did ask Bisma regarding this concern. I did ask her that they are losing some valuable runs in the later overs, how she has planned to rectify it. She is aware of this concern for Pakistan, but I'm sure they have a very clear plan, and I've seen them sitting down with the coach and discussing the bowling plan for the death overs. So probably another concern for Pakistan yet again, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Marina, there is definitely one thing that is in the mind of these players need to understand that even the last game they have won, but the situation they were in, they could have made more score. I think 160 or 70 was easily up there to grab, because the way Nidadar played and Sidra Amin, wonderful knocks. I mean, amongst between these two guys, only the score was 150 between shared, more than 150 was shared between those two players only. Then the rest also chipping in, but I feel in the end they lost the platform. They could have produced more runs on the board, so they need to work out on that department.
Well, players are having drinks, and if we talk about that, if they are scoring, let's say 220 and plus 250, then Pakistan would definitely in trouble, because I'm telling you that when you are setting a target and when you are chasing a target, a lot of difference there.
I agree that chasing is not an easy task, but I think that for me, Pakistan needs to continue that momentum and that approach they had in the previous game, just to go out there and score runs. They don't have any other option while they're chasing a target, and more importantly, they have to make sure that they don't leak runs in the later overs, because we all know that how explosive McLean can go. She played a hell of a knocker in the last match.
Yeah, she'll be, if she's carrying that sort of form today, then I would say the Pakistanis will be in big trouble, because it's been the over 5.5 runs per over right now, and yes, there is power play has to play in, but what we have seen in the last game, McLean, the way she played, so they got another batswoman in the down the order as well. So more bad news for Pakistanis.
Well, Kamal is so good on her back foot. We have seen a couple of cut shots there. Looks in a very good mood.
She's a good batter. I've seen her play, and she has good technique and good temperament. Unlucky that she couldn't kick up till now, and let's see how she goes around today. But yeah, she knows that she has a role to play today.
A dot delivery there. Yes, they need to produce a lot of dot deliveries here. They need to bowl a lot on a correct channel. Loose deliveries will be whacked out of the park. That's the Windies are there for this mindset.
Well, on the other side, you could see that there is no fielder on the point for the Taylor, and two fielders there. A short third man and extra cover. Very good delivery, asking for the LBW.
Oh, that was a close call, and Pakistan would have probably liked if the finger went up. But lucky for Taylor that she escaped, and we'll have to see in the replay as to what element saved Taylor.
I think that height was probably the issue.
Yes, indeed, it was a height because Taylor, she's tall. It even if it's on the upper part of the pad, it would look way too high. So end of the over. After 12 overs, the score is 62 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Good over by Nida Dar. That is what is expected of Pakistani bowlers, especially the experienced ones. You need to contain a very tight line and length on this wicket, and the approach Windies have. So Pakistani bowlers have a very less, minor, I think, margin of error.
So next over started with a dot delivery. Nashra, left arm orthodox bowler. Good delivery. She's using her flight, and she's going more, trying to be more straighter.
Nashra has a lot of tricks up her sleeve. She can bowl fast. She can bring bowl back into the right-hander. She can break and take off pace as well. So a perfect package as a left-arm spinner for Pakistan. But again, she needs to bowl a very consistent line and length.
On the back foot, straight to the sweeper covers for a single. So yes, it's a good strategy for the both of the batters that they aren't going, they're not in hurry, they're just waiting for the loose deliveries. And if they made a plan that if they're going above 200, yes, it's a good strategy.
I think it always helps if you have a clear mind as a bowler and you discuss it with your captain and attack on one single side of the wicket rather than bowling to the both sides. It always helps. And we've seen that they have packed offside for the Taylor because that's her strength. And Nashra is bowling with her feel. That's really important. Worked away to the sweeper cover.
A good over. Just 2 from it. 13 gone, 64 for 2.
Yeah, this over was a better one, at least in terms of restricting them and not allowing them to score freely. Only a couple coming in this over, couple of runs only, and this is better. That is what the bowling figures we talk about. Diana Baig, 5 overs, 1 wicket, 37 runs. Costly, but with a wicket here. Sana Mir, 4 overs, 13. Nida Dar, 2 overs, 6 only. Nashra Sandhu as well, and we'll talk about this. So look, Diana was expensive, but she's a successful bowler who took her wicket there. But Sana and Nidadar are helping with the containing. That's what more important is, that your partner should contain and allow you the premium spearhead to go and just attack.
Another extra delivery. Wide signal from the umpire. Neda Dar bowling a third over.
Quick single and very well taken drop and run. I think it's brilliant bowling if we talk about Pakistan, and because they have pulled down the run rate the West Indies were off to, and these are very important overs right now, both for both teams, for West Indies and for Pakistan, because West Indies would like to keep the run rate around 4 to 5, taking singles, rotating strike, and utilizing the bad balls. And yet again, Pakistan should contain.
Well, if you see and you talk about the run rate, it is perfect, 4.89, around 5 runs in an over. And if you're going with this momentum, definitely will be touching 250.
I think 250 would be a huge task for Pakistani women's. But nevertheless, never take things for granted. I think the way the Sidra Amin and Nidada batted, Bisma Maroof is yet to fire in this inning. Javeria, all these. Oh, there was a big age. I think the slip should be kept in. And a boundary.
Oh yeah, that was a definite chance. I think that had it been a slip there, it was a regulation catch for it. Well, some thinking to do yet again. They need wickets. They cannot allow West Indies to settle. Oh, that was a genuine edge. Keeper might have been a little late on it. Could have put a hand to her on the ball. But a lucky boundary for West Indies. Abid, it looks like you're not much of a fond of Pakistani batting lineup. You think that 250 is also difficult for them? It seemed like the batting show we have seen in the last one day.
I'm talking about the conditions, because if the conditions are similar, that means your one end is blocked, and the way West Indies has capitalized now, and 250 would be more difficult if the wind continues. So I think 250 should be chaseable, but looking at the conditions, it will be difficult a bit.
It can be helpful also if you tend to utilize one end. And mind you, they have taken Anisa Muhammad out of the playing 11 today. She has been a very lethal bowler for the West Indies. Probably, I'll say, a little bit of edge to Pakistan, that they can operate freely in the middle overs, where she contained a lot.
Well, we have watched an appeal from the point area. Bowler was not interested at all.
And the keeper was not as well.
Down the track. A fielder is standing there. She was trying to stop that ball. I mean, it's good technique, and I used to, if you could recall that we do have a fielder. We did have a fielder actually, Mohammad Kaf from India. He used to stay on this place, and he stopped hundreds of singles on this position.
Well, this position is very important when the spinners are bowling, because if a batter is playing with a straight bat and you're bowling a straighter line, these are the singles you want to cut down.
By the way, Mohammad Kaf, fantastic fielder. What a player he was.
No doubt about that. He's been exceptional. I think that I'm one of the fans of her fielding.
That's flicked away on the onside, and 1 run taken. Let's talk about Jonty. 96 matches he played, 96 ODIs without 100, and he played as a batsman, but he made it 96 matches without scoring 100. So that's what says how much important is field.
If I mention they had change in the field, Javeria is now into the short mid-wicket area. Sana has moved on to the extra cover. So they know the importance of the field. So West Indies 72 for 2. 74 for 2 after 15 overs.
Yeah, Things look settled now. All they need to do is stop the inning, save your wickets for the end of the innings. They will use these wickets to, and if they continue in similar fashion with the having 4 or 5 fielders outside the circle, I don't think so they can continue hitting these the way they started.
Dar continuing, sweeping, and fielder is there at square leg just for a single. So yes, I agree that if they are playing with 4-5, yes, they're quite okay, they're good. And if they're not losing wicket, wow, if they're not losing wicket, then it would be really dangerous for the Pakistan.
Marina, how about the attitude and the approach of Windies after the loss, the last game? Didn't they take it personally?
Oh yeah, they should have. Obviously, it's a game on every time you move onto this field. And look, to be very honest, it's about points. Points are at stake, and it's about the reputation of a team. You cannot lose any game, either whether it's Pakistan or West Indies. They come onto field to win. So yeah, they have a proof to point. That was a wide ball. Dar just trying to fire in, ended up outside leg. So yet again, single extras are coming from Pakistani end.
Well, you could see there is the timeline 1.111.11 and then wide delivery. So the good thing is that they are trying to rotate the strike, taking single, twos, and then if they're getting boundaries, increasing there. Once again, an edge there. Diana is behind the ball. Let's see. A very good stop from her. Well done.
Brilliant fielder Diana. She has been exceptional for Pakistan, but yet again we have seen that ball finding the edge and getting away. It seems like from this end the batter is having a little bit trouble, but Pakistan needs to stop these runs.
Nida Dar again comes forward and bowls to the skipper. With soft hands, they'll get one. So one more ball to go in this over, and they scored 80 runs already. Well, this delivery must be crucial because it's been a long over bit. Good fielding there. A dot to end the over with. Well, Marina, I see Stephanie Taylor now. She's taking her time, and I think so. She must be looking to score big today.
Yeah, she's the captain obviously, and lots of responsibility on her shoulders today because now she is the key. The West Indies wants her to play till the 50th over, probably take on a Pakistani attack in the last 10 overs. But right now what the West Indies are doing, they know that Nida and Nashra are experienced bowlers for Pakistan. They can contain and take wicket. So they are playing very cautiously. The good thing is the rotating strike, and on the Pakistani end, I think these overs are like just passing by fast. So they do have a plan, and with bowling options like Sana coming back, Diana for the second spell, then probably Alia would come, and we can see Kainat Imtiaz also. So Pakistan needs to work on a plan in the end overs.
We're talking about Kainat Imtiaz. She's been picked up too many times in the last game. I think she was too eager to take wickets in that game. When you go for that things, you might leak some runs. But today, that should not be the scenario for her. She should be working well to do some containing work as well and try to take a wicket at the same time.
Yeah, I think Kainat missed the trick in the last ODI when she was on in the death overs. She missed her length. She was supposed to bowl Yorkers, especially when McLean was on strike, because we've seen that McLean was clearing her left leg, wanted some room and a little bit of length so that she can hit out, and that's exactly what she did. But probably Pakistan has seen and worked on her, and probably also the bowlers have a clear plan now.
Yes, that's right. And after 16 overs, the run rate is very good. 5 runs in an over, 80 for 2. With this, the drinks break and process there. A change in commentary box. Kamran and Sabah would entertain you.
Thank you, Asif, K. Asif. Thank you, Abed and Marina. We had an splendid, very intriguing session of a game. I'm joined by Sabah. Good morning, Sabah. What do you make of the first hour's play?
Good morning, Kamran, and we see a really windy day here at the ICC Academy. It is such a windy day. I mean, the bowlers have had a field day. Just 2 wickets taken of 80 runs from the Pakistani side. The wind has been so strong that it's even affecting the way we talk today, Kamran. We have to keep our pitches really high.
Yeah, true that, and it's been a good, intriguing start. Here's a look at the Windies scorecard. Kasia Knight went early in the first over without scoring any runs. Diendra Doughton got run out as a result of a mix-up. She was going great guns, 28 of 20. She hit 2 sixes and 2 fours. Stephanie Taylor riding her luck. Got dropped by Sidra Amin. She's there. The linchpin of the whole innings, 24 of 44, and then Campbell. She has been the aggressor. 23 of 29. So at the end of the 16 overs, it's 80 for 2. Windies with the run rate of exactly 5 and over. So a good start by Windies.
It was an absolute trouble time for them to lose a couple of wickets so early in the game today. But Dinah has had her luck. If you see, she's taken Kasia Knight again today. And she was definitely looking to take more wickets. But it seems that the Windies are in action. They're playing really carefully. As long as Stephanie Taylor remains on the pitch, I have a feeling that we are going to see not such a bad total if these two stick around and build a strong partnership.
Yeah, Kainat Imtiaz, who had a horrid game 2 days back. So she is starting with a good line and length. She must be under pressure. Yeah, that's true. And this pitch looks much better for batting than the one we had 2 days back. So, and Pakistan after the another good delivery, edged ball rolled to the third woman area, and another runs collected by Campbell. So they must be looking, if Pakistan, they must back themselves to chase down something around 270, 280 here. It must be a tall ask, but the way Pakistani women batted 2 days back.
But I tell you, Kamran, that with the dangerous Doughton out of the game already, it's not going to be such an easy task for them to reach a total of 270 or 280. I mean, we still have a really good line of bowling attack out there.
Yeah, and the thing is that the 2 early wickets Pakistan got, they need to keep taking wickets, especially Stephanie Taylor. As long as Stephanie Taylor is there, Windies is in this game. Another good delivery, tailing back in a bit, and she hurried Campbell a bit and played masterly in the end. So Taylor is there. Campbell is not a bad batter as well. Then Nation, and then Natasha McLean, who hit 82 in the last game.
What a great performance that was. I mean, she did not let the team down at all. Kainat Imtiaz to Shemaine Campbell. And it seems that they're going to take a comfortable 2. Yep. If you look at it, Kainat Imtiaz, I mean, the other day when she came in and she had Taylor just hauling out to Sidra Amin in the 40th over for about 97 ball 58.
Yeah, and
she was a little expensive the other day.
Yeah, a bit expensive because at the time when she came on to bowl, Stephanie Taylor and Nation had put in a partnership there, and they were trying to get on with the game, and Taylor took her for a 6 and a 4. That's the bowling card for Pakistan from today. Dinah Baig 1 for 37, a bit expensive today. Sana Mir, miserly 4 overs for 13. Nida Dar, unlucky. She got one chance dropped off her bowling, 4 for 18. Nashra Sandhu, 3 for 12. And Kainat Imtiaz just bowled her first over for 3 runs.
It's interesting to see, Kamran, today that we haven't had any maiden overs as yet. I mean, the other day when at the second ODI, we saw quite a few maiden overs, and I think that really came in handy for the Pakistani team, which kind of helped them in winning the match as well. The bowling attack was absolutely stellar.
In the meantime, Nida Dar is continuing. Sana Mir has been brought back in. She bowled 4 overs at the top. And now she's keeping tight line and trying to dry up the runs.
I tell you, I'm such a fan, Kamran. I'm such a fan for Sana Mir. She's an absolute star. What a performer. She's an all-rounder. She's made it to top rankings in all of the ICC charts, and if you look at her work, the way she bowls, even at the summary when we were just looking at right now, you could tell that this girl has some power in her toes. I mean, she picks it up like nobody else. She really does confine the player. I mean, whenever you see a player playing against Sana Mir, they seem to be in a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, and just right after the dot-in got run out, on the very next ball, she managed to get an edge from Taylor as well. That evaded, in fact, couple of deliveries evaded the slipper there. Had that been taken, it would have been almost curtains for Windies, because these are two very experienced players, and especially Stephanie Taylor is very critical for Windies batting here.
Sana Mir to Shivan Campbell, and that was a dot ball. A very good over. That's 18 overs down, and 83 for 2 West Indies. They have a run rate of 4.61 so far. Having a bit of a chat right now at the crease, and they're definitely saying that we can do this. We can do this. As long as you're here, Captain, I am willing to do this game.
Yeah, and I think they must be eyeing to play out. These two must be playing, planning to play out at least till 30 to 35 over mark, and put up a good partnership, play the foundation for the batters to come, Nation and McLean especially. Kainat continues from the football field end, and she is looking much better today as compared to the way she bowled in the second ODI.
Talking about the football field end, it's such a windy day, and towards the football field, it is so beautiful. I mean, there's you can see that the leaves are just falling everywhere on the ground, and it makes quite a picture. If you want to take a few pictures today, Kamran, that's your spot.
So true, and meanwhile another run collected by the captain, Stephanie Taylor. And just to give you an idea for the viewers, the wind has not stopped yet, but it has definitely, as compared to how it was blowing an hour ago or at the start of the game, it has subsided a bit, but it's still pretty windy.
A comfortable run taken between the two players, and Kainat still bowling. On to Stephanie Taylor now. Well, talking about the wind, it's been so windy that I can't even seem to get a couple of my fingers in my hair today. It seems I will have to get some extra hair for a windy day like today.
And that wind must have caused a lot of problems and challenges for the bowlers, especially at the beginning of this innings, because at that time it was completely swirling. The wind was coming in from all directions. It was pretty difficult to maintain line and length in such a condition when you are either running into the wind.
Kainat bowling really easily into this over, and if you look at a line and length right now, I think she's playing by rule, and her discipline is so good right now. She's not letting the players get too comfortable, They've only been managing to take a single here and there, mostly dot balls. That's been the last couple of overs so far.
Another one, close call, but definitely an inside edge onto the pad. So another good over by Kainat, and by the looks of it, it looks like the pitch that had much better bounce 2 days ago, where Sidra Amin, Nidar Dar played themselves in pretty well. Here's another look at the delivery. It moved in a bit, but obviously both she had a bit of inside edge, and she was outside the off stump line as well. So that concludes the 19th over. It's 86 for 2.
Kamran, the way the West Indies team has the capacity to build up a strong partnership, and the way that even if the wickets are falling down, they don't let the spirit get out of hand, and they let the team feel that as long as a batswoman is there, they're not going to let the team down at all. Their partnerships really seem to bring in the spirit. You can see it on their faces. You can see it in their body language. They go aggressive. The way McLean played the other day, she was such a treat to watch. I mean, just look at the way she went on till the end. She did not let their hopes get down at all.
So Nashra Sandhu replacing Sanamir, who was brought in just for 1 over, and Nashra has been brought back in from the nets end. The famous nets where most of the PSL franchises come for the practice during the whole PSL season. And if you are lucky during this broadcast as well, you might catch a glimpse of a few as well. And that's gone. Beautifully bowled by Nashra, enticing the batter to come out of the crease and for the drive, and nicely done by the very neat, very brilliant keeper Sidra Nawaz, who is definitely the live wire in the field, and a very good wicket of Shemaine Campbell at this juncture. When here's another look, she just literally passed by the ball, and it was just a regulation. Another look at it, and it definitely it turned big time. So Nashra putting extra revolutions on the delivery, getting the purchase out of the pitch, and nicely collected by Sidra Nawaz. It was a big turner, and she whipped the bails within no time. So after a good partnership, Shemaine Campbell is gone for 26, and Nashra Sandhu gets her first wicket. It's 87 for 3.
I mean, if you look at it, what a great idea it was. It was a good game plan to bring in a change at this point, and instead of Sanamir, Cheetah Nation is coming in next as a right-handed player, and at the age of 32, she has scored really well. She has 389 runs under her belt, and no 50s so far, no centuries so far, but you never know. On a day like today, if the team is going, if the game's going, and she has her mindset, Nation can really turn the game around as well. But as I was saying earlier, if you look at it, it was a brilliant strategy to bring Nashra in at this point, change in attack, and Nashra bowls her first ball to Nation, who's taken a comfortable run. Partnerships are what is needed at this point. They must not lose any more wickets. That's what West Indies women's team is thinking right now, and they're on 88 for 3 so far. Nashra still bowling well, and I love that cheery side that the Pakistani side has with the wicket keeper. I think Sidra is just so cheery. Every time she takes a wicket, she gets very comfortable, even though she missed one earlier, I'm sure, which she regrets so far. But I think she's an excellent wicket keeper so far, every time you look at her.
Definitely, and she has been the one pumping up at the every field, pretty chirpy, keeping the, you can say she is the energy leader in the field for Pakistan. Another good delivery and easy single to Nida Dar.
She's a good cheerleader for the group, you would say.
For sure. And that concludes the 20th over. It's 89 for 3. So Stephanie Taylor has been joined by Chetan Nation, who made her debut back in 2008. But unlike other Windies players in this side, she hasn't been that regular in the side, and it's just playing her 31st match here. Hailing from Jamaica. Here's another look at the beautiful stumping by Sidra Nawaz. She whipped the Wales within no time, and Kainat continues from the football field end.
If you look at the innings from the other day, Stephanie Taylor and Doughton, they really did attack the off spinners Nida Dar and left arm spinner Nashra Sandhu in the 37 and 38 overs. They did put on a good partnership and gave these bowlers a tough time. But not today. The bowlers are saying not today.
As you were talking, this was the perfect time for Pakistan to grab another wicket, because that partnership was building up. And here's a look at the Windies card. Sukasha Knight went for duck. Doughton was run out by a combination of Nida Dar and Sanamir. She went pretty early for 28, and then the captain Campbell is still there, and the last one to go, Campbell, she went for 28 as well. So it's a critical partnership for Windies, and if Pakistan manages to get this wicket in the next 3 or 4 overs, Pakistan will definitely have an upper edge on this game.
I'm really happy to see how Kainat is bowling today. You can see in the last couple of recent overs, we saw a wicket being taken, and there have been just dot balls and a few singles, but Kainat is definitely getting it straight for this game today. And she's bowling to Stephanie Taylor, and there's a huge appeal, but not so much there.
Very loud appeal by the keeper and close-in fielders, and umpire has given this a leg bye. So definitely it hit the legs, and especially Bisma Maroof, she's questioning, looking to know exactly what saved the batter there, and it was the very important wicket of here's a look at it. Oh yes, sliding down the leg side, it moved pretty viciously, and that in fact has saved her.
There have been quite a few appeals now from Kainat Imtiaz so far in the last over and in the over now. She's at least given the women some trouble there, and she's had a couple of appeals. Not so much in her favour, but it does put a bit of stress on the player. Because if you keep stopping yourself, there is a chance that the wicket might just go. And here's a summary from the Pakistani bowling side. Dinah Baig, who's done 5 overs so far, has managed to take 1 wicket. But as Kamran pointed out earlier, a little expensive today with 37 runs. Sanamir, brilliant performance, 5 overs with 1 maiden, no wickets. Nida Dar, 4 overs down and has given 18 runs. Nashra Sandhu with 4 overs down and 15 runs has also managed to take 1 wicket. Kainat Imtiaz is only on 3 overs so far and no maidens as yet. But good dot balls, good dot balls. That's what the Pakistani side needs to keep up.
And Nashra Sandhu will continue from the ICC nets end. She got the wicket of Campbell in the previous over. Another one well-flighted delivery. Nation watchfully playing, and she can afford to play a few dot balls and play herself in on this pitch.
Nation is no less of a danger than the other players, Kamran. She has managed to do some really good scores back in the T20s in Karachi as well. She gave some really good performances, and if you look at it, in the T20s, she was quite the star.
Sabha, this is the benefit of having a good partnership, a good foundation. So when Campbell and Taylor were together, they were going around 5 and over. So they had accumulated 80 of the 16 overs, and since then that wicket, now the run rate has dropped down to 4.2, almost dropped down 1 run per over. That's what a wicket can do.
Partnerships are so important at this point, and as you were saying earlier, Nation can really do some damage to the Pakistan side, and if she manages to get just a couple of, oh, there's an appeal, but nope, not in there quite yet. Nashra is still bowling, and Nation is facing her. But a good partnership can really do some damage. They're just itching to get some boundaries here. Just some dot balls.
Another dot ball to end the over. Another nice over from Nashra Sandhu. It's 91 for 3 Windies. And like we were saying in the first match, because this match is happening at the same strip that was used for the second ODI. So from the good length, from where Nashra Sandhu is bowling from that end, where good length for the batters, right-hand batters, there was a bit of a barren patch, which sometimes help bowlers get unpredictable bounce or even spin as well, which probably happened with Campbell as well, because that delivery, the amount that delivery spun, we haven't seen that much of a spin throughout this innings. Kainat continuing playing just her 10th match. She debuted in 2011 against Ireland, and one aspect is that Pakistan doesn't play that much matches, and Kainat hasn't been that regular in Pakistan lineup, so it's just her 11th ODI.
She's managed to do a good performance today. She's been giving some trouble to the players there on the crease, and they can't seem to make any boundaries so far, which is not quite like the West Indies team. They do manage to take a couple of singles, they do play a couple of dot balls, but here and there they will manage to always strike a few boundaries. But that is not the case today, Kamran. It seems that they are in a bit of a fit at the moment. They don't want to lose any more wickets, and Kainat is bowling to Stephanie Taylor.
And it's good that they are keeping very tight, especially Kainat has been very economical. And she's bowling good line, and she's getting a bit of an in-swing, which is not allowing the Windies batters to play their natural flamboyant drives. Again, force the batter, and a quick run, there could be trouble, but Stephanie Taylor was safely in.
This is what they need right now. They need singles. They cannot afford to play a lot of dot balls that will not contribute in making a good total for today. If they are to beat this Pakistani side, who seem to be in confidence, I mean, if you look at their body language, they're playing aggressive today. They're saying we're going for the kill. They're not going to let them get too comfortable. Kainat's over continues, and Nation managed to just stay put. Not even a single. But that is what they will need. If they need to put up a good total in for today, they will need to take more singles. That is the need of the hour.
Again, trying to force a drive, but I think inside edge, and it has hit Nation on the ankle. Pretty delicate area to be hit. That concludes 23rd over. It's 92 for 3 for Windies. So Pakistan has definitely brought Windies innings back to an extent. They were 80 for 5 at 80 for 2 at the end of 16 overs. So since then, in 7 overs, Pakistan has just conceded. Here's another look at, again swinging in and right on the toe. Very painful.
Ouch. That's what she would be saying right now, and I really hope, we're praying that she gets better quickly and there's not much of a loss, since West Indies would not like to see one of their players, a major player, go down at this point. Very crucial for them to have their players in top order, top strength, top fitness right now.
And Pakistan in last 7 overs has conceded only 12 runs and got the wicket of Campbell as well. So a good passage of play for Pakistan since the last drink. And it looks like whatever Pakistan decided, they got the opportunity to have a bit of a break, freshen up and hydrate themselves, and they made a plan. They have come back with a much better plan, much more focus, and drawing out the runs have definitely gone to Pakistan's benefit. And if we say, it's still a very, very good batting pitch. Very good batting pitch, and especially Windies captain Stephanie Taylor earlier in the day, she won the toss and had no hesitation in batting first on this surface. And I'm sure she had something around 300 in her mind, because the way this pitch played. Here's another look at the incident. Inside edge, big inside edge, and right on her toe. So it looks like she's back and ready to continue. Yeah. So she just wants some assistance with her gear.
Kamran, if you look at it, it's so interesting. The way these ODIs have played so far, we've seen quite a few injuries. I mean, this is not the first one that we have seen today. The first ODI that was played at the Dubai International Stadium, we saw the Pakistani side go down very quickly. We lost some major players. There was some muscle cramps. Then there was a hit over the helmet, which kind of seemed serious, but thankfully it wasn't, and the players came back. Javeria was gone early and due to a muscle cramp, but then she came back again. And here's another one for the day today, and it's just the start of the day.
Yeah, I think it's all part of the game, first of all, and then all this traveling and back-to-back matches, they don't help that much. And Javeria the other day, traveling, especially when you are traveling, and then you have to play the first match. Sometimes you don't take care of your hydration and all. So Nida Dar to continue. Nida Dar replaces Nashra Sandhu.
Nida Dar's first ball, and Chetan Nation seems back on her toes again. The wind is just crazy today. I can only assure the viewers that what a day it is here. I'm not sure about Kamran, but I would definitely need a shampoo at this point. It is absolutely hair blowing, not mind blowing. It is hair blowing kind of day today, and everyone who's sitting in the dugouts and us here in the comms box, you can see that we're enjoying the wind. It's not such a bad day to be here in the dugouts, but it does play a role.
Yeah, definitely, but I would wait for the day to end and not to come out again in this wind, because the cameraman just showed a few shots of the makeshift comm box as well. So it's all sides open today. Again, she went back dangerously, and Nation is definitely struggling, especially from this end. For before Nida Dar and Nashra Sandhu both. And this time a bit of hesitation, but Javeria couldn't collect it in time.
She's an excellent bowler, and what a performer she is. She's an all-rounder, and made a stunning inning the other day over the second ODI. She partnered beautifully with Sidra and managed to give them.
So if you can look in the background, that's Multan Sultan's unit. And again, a dot ball to end the over. So that's 24 gone. It's 94 for 3.
And with that, a change in the comms box and handing out to Abid and Marina.
Thank you very much, Sabah, for the lovely introductions. Marina, and alongside with me is Marina, Iqbal and Ahmad Khwaja. So things looks pretty in control for Pakistanis now. They bounce back after taking a wicket of the last batter, Campbell. Oh, flicked it in the onside. Chance for a catch. Nitadar getting underneath it. Taken! Oh, the moment we arrived in the comm box, we saw action.
Oh, that's a good wicket for Pakistan. Yes, there were trouble with the West Indies, bringing down the run rate, and now another wicket. Wanted to flick with the wind, but Nidar Dar, a good calm catch, and then the Afridi style celebrations. Well, Pakistan is all on to West Indies right now. You can see that the ball was there, but they couldn't get enough of it. An easy catch, and the lady Lala there for Pakistan.
Good morning, Asif, and good morning, Marina. Brilliant catch taken there by Nidada at the square leg boundary. And right now it's once again the Windies captain Stephanie Taylor standing between Pakistan, taking complete control of the innings. And it was a fantastic catch by Nidada, who's proving to be the woman of the series for Pakistan so far with the bat and ball.
What a great take it was. She took her time, especially against with the wind. The ball was coming. It's always, tricky. The ball keeps on changing its places, and she look at the catch and with the ease, and there you go, all out. So Natasha Macklin walking to the crease. Your words, Marina.
The danger is not over yet for Pakistan with Taylor and McLean out there. Highest 82 the other day. We have seen what a clean hitter she can turn out to be for West Indies. A huge responsibility on this pair, particularly with Taylor leading and then McLean supporting her. This will be a lot of work to do for the Windies.
A wicket for Kainat Imtiaz finally, after a lot of struggle from the last game.
Yes, today the difference, as I mentioned earlier, was the length. She missed her length in the last ODI, but now with a clear plan and a consistent length, I've always been talking, is important on this wicket. And right now she's delivering for Pakistan.
Yes, she needs to. The hunger of a wicket was clearly shown in her. That's just flicked on the... That's the area where Taylor loves to play. Khwaja?
Exactly right. This is the very key partnership for the Windies here, because both are attacking batsmen. As long as McLean can support Stephanie Taylor out there, they can both take control of the innings. And despite a very tight bowling spell by Kainat here, it will be crucial for Pakistan to get rid of one of them, because they can both get on with the scoring and take the game away from Pakistan. It's a very crucial period of the game right now.
There you go on the screen. On my right hand side you can see Marina Iqbal and Khwaja Ahmad. Yes, say hi to our viewers. That's a dot ball. Start with McLean, the 24 years old girl who played wonderful the other day, and today a lot of expectations from her must be there. That's why she's been brought up to the order, and I'm sure if she continues from the last inning she left, Pakistani women's will be in trouble.
I think the idea here is to give her a little bit of time to settle in, and then we've seen that how explosive she can be. So probably might be a trick card for West Indies, but right now halfway through the innings, West Indies seems a little bit in trouble with 4 down, but yet again Taylor is still out there. Pakistan yet again dominating this time of the day till now.
Marina, you've played all over the world for Pakistan. Could you describe in some details how it is to play in such windy and blustery conditions, how difficult it gets for the bowlers and especially the fielders on how to manage themselves in the field?
It's not easy, obviously. With the 25 overs gone, West Indies 95 for 4. The confirmation, Dendra Dotton 28, Taylor still out there 32, and Campbell with a cameo of 26. McLean, the danger girl, is out there. But 95 for 4 West Indies after 25 overs gone. He's talking about the conditions. It's never easy out there with the wind blowing across the ground. For bowlers, you have to control the swing. You have the natural swing as well as the swing you're getting with the wind. And for the field especially, we have seen that a drop catch by Sidra Amin would have been a tricky catch outside in the outer field. So it's never easy, but yet again, it's a professional game. You have to adjust what conditions have been offered and control the controllables.
Yeah, and talking about that catch was of Stephanie Taylor, which will be hunting her till now as long as she is there in middle. And if she goes on and scores big, she will be regretting that catch drop there.
I've seen that Nida Dar is bowling from this end, and this end particularly has troubled the batter a little bit. Early on, talking about the wicket, I discussed that there are few patches to be exploited by the bowlers, and I think that Pakistan has gotten hold of them. A little bit of trouble for the batter from this end particularly. Some discussion going on with Nida Bisma Maroof, the captain. Probably do have a plan and want to work out on it.
Yes, Marina, as you mentioned, and we saw with Nashrat Sandhu, when she switched ends to this end, she immediately took a wicket as well. So this is definitely the end for the spinners to work and operate around those bare patches.
Well, as a batter, you also have to take in consider the wind factor yet again, because it's never easy hitting across the wind, into the wind, and that's what probably West Indies have to think now.
Yeah, and then looking at the Macklin, the way she is playing and even trying to warm up is for big hits. So I know she's been sent there for big hits, but I think that's not the right time to introduce her, because you just lost nation. You should have sent somebody who can stable the inning in between. She would be perfect for the last 10 overs in the end. So if she survives till then it's good luck for Windies, but things looks difficult from here. Looking at the Pakistani women's bowling, superb.
So it's 26 overs gone. West Indies 4 down for 96. I think McLean played a very good innings the other day.
Yes, Marina, as you've described, she's punching the ball very nicely. She's timing it well. So on this wicket, I think that's the best approach, to just take the attack to the bowling, and then let's see how it goes, because the Pakistani bowling, it is kind of similar in both regards. There's off spin and there are medium pacers. So once you get used to the conditions, it's a good idea to take the attack to the bowling, and let's see how they respond in these difficult conditions.
Indeed, Taylor is she's fighting like a lone warrior, sticking her one end, not giving away her wicket. So that's what you need to do. I have seen many batsmen or batters bat along the whole inning away, and the other end you don't get support enough to at least get going, which is very important for the game. So somebody should stick around with her.
Taylor has delivered this kind of role plenty of time for West Indies, so she exactly knows what she's doing. And for West Indies, it is really important for Taylor to be out there and bat through the innings, and I'm sure that she knows the value of her wicket.
Yeah, she must be taking a bit of extra pressure there, because it's a decider, the finals of the ODI series. It's 1-1 for both the teams, and they know the importance of this game. And the way she was in the morning and the way Windies women have started, it was completely different sort of a game. But then being too attacking is also a risky, which is we can see now they're struggling with 4 down is just because of they have been too much aggressive in the batting.
Flicked away, a good looking shot, but just for the single. The fielder was there at the boundary. Talking about importance of this game, if West Indies loses this and Pakistan wins, it's not just a series win for Pakistan, but also Pakistan will climb up West Indies in the ICC table. So it's really important for the both of the teams.
Yeah, from 6 to 4, there is 2 rankings. They will go up, and Windies will come to 6 if Windies loses here. Well, it's in a way a history in a making. That series has been between both these teams in Dubai for the first time. Women are playing, and if they win here, so these are the 2 games that been between these 2 nations. Windies winning the first game with very big margin of 146, and the second Pakistani women coming back and coming strongly at ICC Academy, winning from 34 bowls. Soft hands and quick running.
Yes, Abid, as we've seen throughout this tour, it's been the Windies women who have taken the initiative in the series first up, winning the first game, then Pakistan would fight back. And it's a nice climax coming out here that both teams are very closely fighting together in a very tough contest. And so far, it's on the brink who will decide who will be the winner and who will be the loser of the series.
Again, nicely worked towards onside and a single. So steady proceeding for West Indies. You've seen the timeline there, just singles, 4 of them. So good bowling and good attack for Pakistan. 100 up for the West Indies in 28th over. And sorry, confirmation, I think it's...
Well, this has been the crowd, and you can see the teams coming in. The senior team players from Lahore Qalandar are here for the game. A practice game for them. You can see Mohammad Irfan stands tall. It's his Sultans here. Well, it's good for them. The men's team have come also to enjoy the game. I'm sure they wanted to see how the women's goes. Well, it's 100 up after 4 wickets down after 27 overs. It was very quick start, but they could not continue. So 100 taking little time to come up. These 20 runs have been very slow.
The reason being that Pakistan has been taking wickets with close intervals, and that has been Pakistan's strength till now. But yet again, this partnership is very crucial. That's a genuine edge and a good catch at slip. Naida Khan, cool and calm, and another breakthrough. We've seen McLean, the danger woman, gotten out. And as I mentioned, this end is definitely troubling the batter. Excellent bowling by Pakistan.
100 mark was not lucky for Windies women's. McLean again departing here, keeping Stephanie Taylor alone. That was a genuine age. I don't know what she was waiting for. And she was even disappointed with the decision of the umpire.
Probably she was disappointed in herself, and we've seen that the reaction from Taylor. She wants someone out there at the other end. Comments.
Marina, the one thing I would like to say, it was brilliant captaincy by Bisma Maroof. She knew it was the new batsman on strike. She kept the first slip there, and immediately Nashra Sandhu with some brilliant bowling, brilliant flight, and produced the edge, and that was a sharp catch at first slip.
Yeah, good ball to tackle with a tail-ender, tossed up, and a genuine edge. Good catch. Overall, that was a good wicket for Pakistan. Again, Pakistan just tightening the screws against West Indies. Chanel Henry now walks in, just 4 matches, youngster, but a huge role to play with Taylor.
Yes, Marina, it will be quite a test of her in her second series to cope with the pressure of being in a decider. She's just 23 years of age, so it will be quite a stiff test, and she has to stand there and support her captain Stephanie Taylor and bat through 50 overs.
Yeah, and just 4 innings she has played in the international level, so that is also in a way inexperience better, an average of 11 only, so, but that can't be said in just 4 innings. but only having 35 runs under her belt in 4 games. Well, she has a huge task ahead, as huge she is. A tall batter there. I remember in Dubai Stadium, she hit a big 6 there. So there is a lot of power hitters in the batting lineup, but all they need now is somebody to give a company to the skipper and stick around. No more. They don't need big hits. They don't need boundaries. They need to stick around and play 50 overs.
Right now, it's really important for the West Indies the rotation of strike, especially because Taylor is out there, and we've seen that he needs a partner at the other end. But all credits to Pakistan for superb captaincy by Bisma and fielding, and then a consistent bowling. They know when to change pace, when to attack, and which field to bowl.
That's a wide delivery. Not an ideal delivery here, but I think they are trying too many things to get her out quickly because she's new to the crease. Khwaja, they are not crossing 100, just 101. They are stuck there.
Yes, it's been quite a struggle with the past 5-10 overs for the Windies, as the Pakistani spinners have been all over them. Now the key is to not let the pressure go. As we can see from the captain's corner here, Bisma Maroof and Stefani, both very experienced. Firm punch to cover, but straight to the fielder.
Yeah, looking at the ODIs, he has played only 9 ODIs, and Stephanie Taylor with the 33 ODIs, and the win ratio is a half. With Root 15 and 7, the losses is 17 have been lost by the Windies under her captaincy, and 2 only for Pakistan. And this says all. No results was 1 game for Windies. So look at the captaincy point of view. The Stephanie Taylor has a lot of experience as a captain and even as a player. But Bisma Maroof, the way she's capitalizing things are tremendous.
I've always mentioned that Bisma is a very key player, not just as a batter but also captain. She has been brilliant since she took hold of the captaincy, and the one thing I like about her is the aggression. She's an aggressive captain. She's always looking for wickets, not there to hang out. And well, for West Indies, winning the toss and deciding to bat first, not good scenes right now with 101 wickets, 5 down. But this woman that's Henry. The non-striker end is Taylor. No, that's Taylor on the strike. So probably she's the main key now. And as Khwaja said, the difference between the two sides.
Well, it's new bowler. It's Alia Riaz, who is we are waiting for her performance, either with the ball or the bat. She gets introduced after 28 overs.
Yeah, she's a good bowler with the older ball. We've seen her bowl in first ODI. Got a little expensive, but in the second ODI, she contained a lot. She has a very good action, smooth action, but the thing about her is that her ball skids on. So it's never easy to play her all to take her on. So probably that's the trick right now, because they know how important Taylor's wicket is.
Yeah, they are trying to get a wicket here, and I think it is a good time to introduce her, and using Kainat Imtiaz earlier have worked out. I mean, she have got you a wicket, and so far the start, Alia Riaz is very accurate to her line and length, and she's little more pacey than Kainat Imtiaz, and skids also, so that is the best thing. I think this is what they wanted.
Marina, as you pointed out about Bisma's captaincy, one thing I have been really impressed have been the attacking bowling changes. It was always going to be a tough task for Pakistan to be chasing, so she knew she had to take wickets and consistently take them. So she kept pressing with her attacking options, and they have been consistently taking wickets for her, and so far that is the reason why Pakistan have control of the game now. Right now, if they break this partnership and they get the big wicket of Stefani Taylor, then it is their game to lose, I believe.
Yeah, I do agree with him. It's really they must be eyeing the wicket of the skipper.
Again worked away towards fine leg, but there's a short fine leg placed there exactly for that shot. Alia skids on, so it's not easy to take her on. I agree with you, Khwaja, that Bisma has very smartly operated with her bowlers, not allowing any batter to settle in. The right choice of right bowler, right time is very crucial when you're trying to restrict a side like West Indies. Worked away again towards the square leg, just a single.
They haven't been tested with the short deliveries so far, the Windies women's, I think. Pakistanis doesn't have that quick bowler who can really does, but I think Alia can do that. A little short deliveries, can test the batters.
Yeah, Alia can be a little tricky with it, but probably for me, Diana Baig has some slow bouncers and a quicker one also. So I think that it's not actually needed right now because West Indies are really strong with the shorter ball. So probably Pakistani bowlers' success lies in bowling to their strengths. And with this wicket, we've seen that we expected a lot of bounce, but it has been the other way around.
Yeah, true. When things are going okay, you should not try new things, I think. I would agree here with someone who played at international level. I will take everything you gives me, Marina, as a lesson for me. A good delivery there.
Marina, one thing I would like to perhaps think about is bringing Sana Mir back into the attack, because in the previous game she was the one who got Stephanie Taylor shuffling across and caught in front. So that would be one idea I would be looking to implement to get her out.
I do agree, but probably few overs to go and then she'll be back for her second spell. Right now, with lesser pace Nashra is offering, it's also very helpful with tossing up and bringing that slip fielder in. That's the idea with the tail-handers for Pakistan.
Yes, I've really been impressed with Nashra's variations, the arm ball, the way she's getting it to turn, and the use of flight is absolutely beautiful. And you can see she's a match-winning bowler for Pakistan.
What a wicket that was. Similar delivery here, and Stephanie gets one.
We can see how Pakistan have beautifully choked the Windies batting innings. They were going at around 4.5, 5 runs in over, and now it is just at 3.5. So it's been some very accurate and very consistent bowling that's constantly troubled them.
So we've got Lahore Qalandars and Multan Sultan in backing up the girls in green. So really good scenes and good support by the boys.
Back to the bowler.
Yes, I think we saw on Twitter the owner of Multan Sultans, Mr. Ali Tareen. He tweeted that the squad would be here in support of the women's team in this crucial decider ODI. So good signs to see them out here and supporting women's cricket.
End of the over, 30 overs gone. West Indies 104 for the loss of 5.
Yeah, there's some drinks there for the bowlers, and I think we are 30 overs past now. There is 20 more overs to go. They need to sustain and play 10 overs defensively. Last 10 overs, if they don't lose any wicket from here, because they've been half team back to the dugout, and if they have still this wicket on till the 40th over, till the last 10 overs, they can capitalize this, and then they can go for the big hits as well. So, but at one point of a time, it looked 260 to 70 on board the way they started. But hats off to the Pakistani women, the way they have come back. Alia as once again with the good land delivery, going little bit into the batter, and that's a dot ball.
Marina, what score do you think Pakistan would be comfortable in chasing in the second innings?
I think restricting them around 160, 170 mark would do it, but anything above them would be challenging. But I think in what sort of position West Indies is, and Pakistan has all the momentum with them. That was driven beautifully. Lucky that the non-striker and batter Taylor just tucked it in time, but a good looking shot by Henry.
This is why Stephanie is wearing a helmet, not for the bowling itself, but the straight drives from her opposing batsman.
Yes.
She got danger from her own teammates. I wonder how is it batting against Doughton.
That's hazardous for sure.
Very good delivery there, cuts it off, but I think that's gone to the gap, and 4 runs for Windies. Stephanie Taylor moves to 40 with that blow.
Talk about timing, just utilizing the width and pace given by Alia. Superb timing and placement also. 4 runs, a lucky boundary for West Indies and Taylor. Some relief to her. You can see it was short and wide. Coming in, but well managed by Taylor.
Well, we all know that she's very strong to that area, and there is not enough protection, I would say, for the seamers like someone like Alia Riaz. She's bowling it perfectly well. It just need a little bit guidance from the fielder.
I think that all credit goes to Stefani, because the third man is placed according to Alia's bowling. It is snipping back in, so that was well adjusted and well placed by Taylor. Not a bowler's fault. That was a good shot.
Yes, she showed her class and ability on that shot, just leaning back, using her wrist to find the gap between deep point and third man. That's a beautiful shot, and that shows her class and experience to manage any kind of situation. And it will be up to Pakistan to find out a way to dismiss her.
Yeah, and it does look risky to play that kind of a shot against someone who's nipping in and skitting. At dot ball, and last ball from 31st over. Alia Riaz is yet to get a wicket here. She's only on her 2nd over. She's been introduced late, but I think a very good decision there by Bisma Maroof.
Yes, a very smart choice, because he can contain and it's not easy to attack Alia. So a good choice by Bisma. Drop and run by Henry. That smart cricket, just helping her captain on the other end. That's all Taylor needed. End of the over now, 31 gone. West Indies 111 for the loss of 5.
It's the unlucky or perhaps lucky for Pakistan Nelson on the board. So this might prove to be a very important over after the drinks break, of course.
Yes, Khwaja, trust me, I've seen a lot of wickets falling on Nelson. Yeah, very dangerous figure.
Well, probably, I think to break the curse, you have to lift up your feet. I heard somewhere. We'll have to see, wait and watch.
We should do that in the commentary box as we speak.
Yes, I think there is a drinks break that will take off now after 31st over. And there will be a change in com box as well. K. Asif and Kamran taking over.
Thank you very much, Abed, Marina and Ahmed. Interesting situation. Pakistan, they're bowling really nicely. Once in 16 overs, they were playing with an average of 580 runs in 16 overs. And after that, if you could see there, in next 15 overs, they bowled really nicely. And now 111 for 5. And now been joined by Kamran.
Yeah, hello again, K. Asif, and a lovely hour for Pakistan, like how K. Asif was mentioning at the end of the first hour of play. Windies were 80 for 2 in 16 overs, and since then, they in the last hour 15 overs were bowled. In those 15 overs, Windies scored 31 runs and lost 3 wickets.
Well, Kamran, I must tell you that credit must goes to the captaincy of Pakistan, the Bisma Maroof. Nice captaincy, the way she was using her bowlers It's tremendous. And Nida Dar, she was bowling nicely. Kainat, yes. And Ali Riaz, look at that. I mean, tremendous effort.
Without a doubt, and credit must be given to keeping the bowlers fresh. And she has been. So this is what the situation is right now. Pakistan have a stranglehold around Windies innings right now, and although the captain Stephanie Taylor is there, but she hasn't found the life easy, which is a bit strange on this apparently batting surface, and a lot of credit must be given to Pakistan bowlers for keeping that tight.
Mir continuing. Good delivery that was. Driven towards cover just for a single. And so Nelson gone now. It was Nelson. So no harm done for Windies. Stephanie Taylor, she's not on 41, and Henry is on 5. Again, very good delivery. I must talk about Kamran that today Dar and Mir, they're bowling on a nice line, not giving so much width, especially to the Taylor. You know that when she goes against spinners, she is very good.
Yeah, and lofted played uppishly, but it fell agonizingly short of Javeria Khan at short mid wicket. Sana Mir has been at her brilliant best today.
Once again, good delivery. Placed on the onside. Looking, yeah, just for a single. So comfortably taken there. Look at the recent timeline there. 141.11, then 2.1. So overall, I mean, it's good effort.
Sana Mir in her 6th over here. And again, it is just being very difficult for the Windies batters here to get Sana Mir or Nida Dar away from the square even.
Again, good delivery. A very good over for Sana Mir, ending up this over with this dot delivery. So 32 overs gone now. Windies 113 for 5.
Yeah, K. Asif, and that's the situation, and only 18 overs to go, but half of the Windies team has gone back to Hutch. So the best person to be on the pitch for Windies, their captain Stephanie Taylor. So she must be thinking what could be a good score on this pitch and when to launch the assault. So she cannot do it too early because she does not have too many batsmen or wickets left, and neither she can leave it till too late.
Very good delivery, played with a straight bat towards long on just for a single. Yes, you're right that, I mean, but do remember that if you wanted to set a target around 200 and 220, you must go on with your 4 or 5, and you would have to save the wickets as well.
An expensive drive. The ball was right there in the slot, but found the fielder.
Well, that's right, and it was the good delivery, placed it towards sweeper covers just for a single.
So Alia Riaz in her third over, keeping it tight. And left on the pads and clearly sliding down the leg side. So no harm for the Windies there. Ball angling in.
Yes, that's right. And meanwhile, we have been joined by Chavi as well. Welcome, Chavi. We were missing you in the combox.
Thank you, Asif. Thank you for having me here. 116 for 5. Well, what has this turned out to be here? The 5 wickets falling for the Windies. Yet again, another shout. And yes, the finger goes up this time, hitting us straight on the pad, right in the front. And this is 6 down for the Windies. Pakistan on top of their game.
Yes, Pakistan is on fire. That's right. It was a good delivery. And she went across the line. It was plumb. Good call. Another loss for Windies. 116 for 6. Well, look at that. Yes. Good shout. And up goes the finger.
And what a performance by Pakistan ladies here. And 6 wicket gone. Shinala Henry gone for 6. 116 for 6. It's a brilliant position for Pakistan to be in this decisive match. And outwalk Effie Fletcher, who is known more for her bowling rather than batting. At the age of 31, she has played 31 innings, 189 runs, an average of 7.87, no 50s or 100s, best of 36. Nothing really to talk about her batting.
Yes, you're right that she's a bowler, but today an innings required from her, and if she's going to anchor with Taylor, would definitely helping towards Windies.
What the Windies need right now here is the skipper has been out there for 87 deliveries. They need somebody to support the skipper, somebody who will stay out there through the 50 overs. They would want to look to play the 50 overs. A good looking shot there to start off. She gets off the mark right away. That's what we need to do. Take the singles, get the doubles in, give the skipper the strike. She can go for the big one. She's been there for a while. That'll be the end of the over as well. 33 gone. It's 117 for 6.
And just one more qualification, just to qualify what K. Asif said earlier. He welcomed Chavi to Com Box. There is no box today. It's Com tent like you saw a while ago on your screens. Here's another look of it. So, but it's a pleasant day because in the morning it was too windy.
You must say it's a tent box, dear. And you could see that Marina, Nabil and Ali Tareen.
The owner of Multan Sultan's PSL franchise. He has been kind enough to support the women's cricket in all earnest.
Dar bowling a 7th over. Ah, it was a beautiful delivery. Wow. Chavi. And look at that. Ali Tareen shouting for a team.
And he made his way. Again a close one. So talking about the PSL franchise owner Ali Tareen, he came all the way to support the Pakistan women in green.
Very good over so far. 4 dot deliveries here. And Chavi, look at the bowling stun.
She's been doing well. She's had a wonderful series. Fuller delivery that just at that tricky length there. We saw some rough patches during the pitch report as well. Just the over pitch area on the turf. A couple of rough patches, a few cracks for the and yet again a better delivery that from Nida. And also the end of the over. It's 34 gone. It's 117 for 6.
So Mr. Ali Tareen is there, right at the boundary side to support the women's cricket.
Well, a very good over for Pakistan, and now it's 117 for 6 after 34, and let's say next 16 overs, if they could manage to get 70-80 runs, and if they could get closer to 200, there was almost a chance there.
Drop chance. Couldn't get the grip on it. Halia Riaz, will be a little disappointed there. Nonetheless, she's got the team to back up with, and that was a welcome boundary for Stephanie Taylor. Quick outfield this, the slopes at the right areas. All you need to do is minimal effort, just place the ball in the gaps, and off she goes.
Look at the strike rate for Stephanie Taylor, almost 50. 48 on 83 deliveries. Cutting and cutting nicely. Locking for couple, taken one first run fastly, but just for a single.
It's a commendable job. I think the Pakistan women have done well out there in the field. It's a lot of hard work. They've run well, they've fielded well, they've picked up the wickets at the right times. 6 down already for 122. We're expecting for the Windies to come in a bit stronger, winning the toss, electing to bat first. We're expecting the total to go up. However, got another 15 overs to go past, and it's going to be a sight to see where the Windies end up at. But they should be looking to something close to 180, probably 200 runs in the next to get to another 200 runs in the next 15 overs or so. Probably a little more over that if possible. But it's going to be key for the skipper to still stick around out there and play through the 50 overs. Just stick around out there. You've been there for a long time already. You've come in very early in the innings today. Just stick it out there. Stay there. It's very important for your team. You lead from the front, and that is what is going to be expected of Stephanie Taylor today.
A quick single and safely reached to the crease. Yeah, I think Stephanie Taylor holds the key to the Windies innings, and her length of her stay will decide the fate of this match. And if she stays till the end, Windies might reach to 200, 220. Otherwise, if she falls now, they might bundle out for 160 or 70.
Well, that's right. This time, cutting towards sweeper course just for a single.
And brings up the 50 for the skipper. Stephanie Taylor, what an important time to bring her half century. A very, very important and valuable knock from the skipper. And the applause from her teammates. And she still knows, she realizes the job is only half done. She still has a long, long way to go. And all the way through to the 50th over. Well, interesting scenes here at the ICC Academy. We've got the team that has come in. The PSL will be starting in from 14th of Feb, from Thursday onwards. It's going to be kicking off one of the most sought forward events in the year, cricketing in Dubai.
Yes, that's right. And Lahore Qalandars and Multan Sultans are here, and they're supporting both of the teams, and especially to Pakistan women team, of course. And it's the third ODI, sort of final, you could say there. What a superb knock by the skipper, Stephanie Taylor, not out on 50. And yes, we have seen that there were no batter who support Taylor, and she is struggling alone there.
I think the easy singles will probably do the trick for the time being. Lesser risks would help the Windies go forward on. We'll just have to see. Afi Fletcher will have to hold on slightly longer. A bit of a field change here for the new batsman who's just walked in. The cover comes up onto the 30-yard circle.
Yes, the plan is there is no single for the new batter. As I was telling you that, that you could see that the 4 feeders inside the circle on the offside. And I mean, it's good technique that you're not giving chance to the new batter to go for the singers and give chance to the tailor. Cutting but straight to the fielder.
Usually this is what happens. This is what you need to do once you have somebody who's the wicket has just fallen. You bring in the pressure. You bring in your players a little bit. You don't want to give away too much. You want to ensure that the settled batter you don't want her to take the chances. Bit of an outside edge there. The ball is running away, and well, there's no stopping that. That's a boundary here, and the bye signal from the umpire. And we know how quick this outfield is, Kamran, and we've seen how quickly the ball reaches the ropes.
Yeah, it turned viciously, one of those delivery, and on this surface, this outfield, anything that evades the infielders, it's very tough to chase down before the boundary line. Considering that fact, again Nidar Dar flighting it up, enticing the batsman to go for the drive, and it's the lower order batter, so she can't be that fluent with the driving or playing a spin that well.
Well, good over for Windies, 5 runs from it, and 36 gone, 129 for 6.
So 129 for 6 after 36. 14 overs to go, and the run rate dropping.
We haven't watched, small partnerships today. If you are making partnership 30, 40, even 50 runs, would be helping a lot for a long total.
Yeah, partnerships are key in long format games. Everybody, it's a 50 over match, a one-day international. You want to build up your innings on partnerships. Dinah Baig brought back into the attack, and in her bowled, I think she brilliantly bowled the first spell.
I think there was a fleck with the hand or not. Yeah, it was.
Slight angling touch there by Dinah Baig. Did well. We'll have to keep patience, Stefanie Taylor. She's been playing well. She's been looking in good touch. Good form she's in. We'll have to continue all the way to the end of the innings.
A good skipper's knock in pressure game. A good delivery. Trevon just for a single.
Dinah Baig, star of the previous ODI. She went a bit expensive today, although she bowled a peach of a delivery to get Kasia Knight bowled neck and crop in the first over, just on the third delivery of the day. But then Doughton got stuck to her, hit her for 2 sixes, and those were boundaries mainly. So it looked like at one point the Windies team, they had come up with the plan not to let her build on the confidence she got from the performance in the second innings. There's a bit of a hold up here. Bisma Maroof bringing one more fielder inside the ring.
Asking for the LBW, but I think height might be the issue. Chavi.
Yes, of course, just the ball leaping up, getting a bit of that odd bounce there, Dinah Baig. hitting her just above the knee, Affy Fletcher.
But Chavi, the amount of time till the umpire stayed motionless, it looked like he is giving a good long look at the appeal.
Yes, of course, umpires these days, it's a very responsible, it's an accountable task, it's a thankless job. They stand there for hours and hours. Their concentration levels are beyond imagination. And I think we should thank the ICC and the cricket boards across the world for providing such fantastic facilities to the women who are playing, allowing them, giving them so much exposure, giving them the number of games, and definitely the best of umpires, the best of scorers, just to ensure the game is being played fairly and it's been judged fairly.
Yes, and in this era when you are using the DRS system and the third umpire and the referees, so lots of responsibility on the ground umpire and the pressure as well.
True that, and Diana Baig. That's up in the air. There's a chance for cotton ball and neatly taken by Diana Baig. A well-deserved wicket. Pitched in short and hurried on to the experienced Stephanie Taylor, who had been on the pitch for a long enough time to have good measure of the pitch in this pitch, and still she tried to pull her from on the front foot, but managed only a top edge and a gift of a catch to Diana Baig.
Well, once again, credit to the captaincy that there's a fielder inside the circle, and Taylor, she was trying to pull that ball. Good and simple catch, a simple dismissal, and she departs on 52.
Unfortunate dismissal that for Stephanie Taylor. Let's look at that replay as well. It's a good edgy delivery, getting the short ball, not getting enough the bat on it. Stephanie Taylor, and a good simple catch there for Diana Baig. It's 37 gone. It's a 1-3-1 for 7.
And what a wicket! What a wicket to take Diana Baig on first over upon her return. First she took Kasia Knight to set up the innings, and then this precious wicket of Stephanie Taylor. So Shakira Salman comes to bat, age 29. She has 175 runs in 33 innings, an average of 11.66 with the best of only 22 runs. So it's safe to say now that it's going to be formalities and kind of a procession, and Pakistan should not let the Windies innings or the tail enders repeat the same kind of performance that they allowed Natasha McLean to do in the previous match.
Interested to look, Sana Mir continuing, and interested to look that if they could go for the to play full overs, might be they could manage to get 40-50 runs. If look at that once again, she was trying to pull that ball, and I'm telling you, Taylor might be not happy, cutting and just for a single.
Yes, truly so. They would be looking to complete the 50 overs mark. They want to make sure that they play through the overs. That is probably the plan, and that would be the message that is sent in from the dugout as well. However, it's going to be Pakistan's domination here, just to see how quickly they're going to be able to.
Sabah, our colleague commentator. Again, good delivery. So Sanamir bowling nicely. Both the batters are new. All the pressure on the Windies. Pakistani women, they're doing brilliantly.
The first hour belonged to Windies to an extent where they scored 80 of 16 overs at the loss of only 2 wickets, and since then it's all Pakistan. They have kept on again booming drive, but no success. And Sana Mir rushing her overs through.
Again, good delivery. Ending up this over with a stock delivery. 38 gone. Windies 132 for 7.
So 12 more overs to go, and only 3 of the tail end wickets of Windies are left. So it has been an excellent performance by Pakistan bowlers. Diana Baig again among the wickets, 2 for 39 in 6 overs. Sana Mir 16 of 7 without taking any wicket, but doing her typical work of squeezing the runs. Nida Dar 8 overs for 22 runs, and then Nashra Sandhu, she chipped in as well, 2 for 17, and Kainat Imtiaz 1 for 13 in 6. Alia Riaz 1 for 20 in 4.
Well, that's the time for the Pakistan. If they are restricting 100 under 170, I think would be a better chance for Pakistan. While you are chasing 160, 70, could be an easier target in 50 overs. Down the leg sides, was asking for the LBW, no chance there.
It's hitting her on the pad. This is pressure situations here for the Windies going down leg side on this occasion. What the Windies would want to do is to put up another 50-60 runs on board just to give them something to defend. However, we do know that they have the bowling as well. They've got the bowling attack. It's going to be very interesting to see how aggressively they're going to come back on the Pakistanis. But at the moment, Pakistan on top of their game. They've done well.
Once again, I think an inside edge there was.
Slide inside edge. They're getting a little bit of movement there, Diana Baig, using the wind very well. And I think she's a thinking bowler.
I like your style, Chavi, the way you were telling the movement with your hands. It's nice, Kamran.
And Chavi, like they always say, never judge a pitch until both sides have batted on it. So it does look like a good performance from Pakistan. A quick single again, and a bit of we can say that it's been a below par performance by Windies, but cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties, and sometimes you can only see the real value of an innings once both teams have batted.
The turf changes a little bit. In Asian conditions, usually you don't see so much of a change in the turf, but we've seen the different weather conditions right from the start of this series, this ODI series. The first game to the second and now the third, very different the conditions.
Well, that's right, but then an important and good thing is that the Pakistani women they're struggling hard and not taking it easy. They're in good position and they want to dominate till the end of the game. Looks like that. A no-over pitch delivery. Was trying to drive that ball just for a single. And end of the over. 39 gone, 134 for 7.
And KSF, in the previous matches as well, we saw in both the ODIs, Pakistan bowlers were very tight till the 30th over mark, and they just seem to have lost it in the last 20 overs. So the good thing is, here they have wrapped up the game, or taken the sting out the Windies innings here within the 30 overs. So even if they relax a bit in the last few overs, which they shouldn't, because this is an all to play for game and only 11 overs more of fielding left in this series.
Well, that's right. And Sana Mir continuing. Good delivery. She bowled nicely today.
What's going to be interesting to see here is Kamran and Asif, whether the 50 overs come up first, or is it going to be the 3 wickets that are going to go down quickly?
This is what I was asking to you guys earlier.
Well, it's going to be an interesting trivia here. What's going to come first? But I'm guessing by the way that we're seeing the bowlers bowling, probably the 3 wickets will come down earlier.
One thing is for sure that 11 overs are there, unlike in the previous match. It doesn't matter if Windies play all the overs, they will have to score runs.
Well, I think if they're going to play for the 50 overs, they could add 40-50 runs in the total, because there's no chance. Look at that, it wasn't a good delivery. It was, to be very honest, pitched a short pitching area, but you know that the batters, they are not confident. Either they're going for the hit or just so now colleague commentator Nabil Hashmi standing there in the ground with the star fast bowler Irfan and Hamad Azam. Over to Nabil.
थैंक यू सो मच कि आसिफ इस वक्त मोहम्मद इरफान और हम्माद आजम मेरे साथ हैं और आज बड़ा ज़बरदस्त जेस्चर शो किया है मुल्तान सुल्तान ने कि आके इस फाइनल इस डिसाइडर को जो है सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं। इरफान, कैसा फील हो रहा है कि पाकिस्तान टीम आज आप लोग आए हैं और बिल्कुल छाई हुई है वेस्ट इंडीज़ के ऊपर?
नहीं, जिस तरह हमारी टीम खेल रही है, बड़ा अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रही है, तो हमारी पूरी मुल्तान सुल्तान की टीम आई है अपनी टीम को सपोर्ट करने, तो काफ़ी अच्छा लग रहा है, तो हम सपोर्ट के लिए आए हैं।
अच्छा, बताइएगा कि पाकिस्तान में हमने देखा कि कोशिशें की जा रही हैं क्रिकेट वापस लाई जाए, वेस्ट इंडीज़ की टीम का आना, पूरी T20 सीरीज़ खेलना और ना सिर्फ ग्राउंड तक महदूद रहना बल्कि बाहर भी गए हैं, क्या समझते हैं कितना स्ट्रॉन्ग मैसेज जाएगा दुनिया को?
नहीं, ये बड़ा अच्छा है। सबसे पहले शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ वेस्ट इंडीज़ की पूरी टीम का कि वो आके पाकिस्तान खेले, और इसका बड़ा अच्छा मैसेज आएगा पूरे वर्ल्ड में जितने भी प्लेयर आना चाह रहे हैं, तो उनके लिए बड़ा अच्छा है कि हमारी कंट्री बहुत सेफ़ है, आप आएँ इधर खेलें और एंजॉय करें हर चीज़ को।
कल साथ ही साथ हम्माद आजम से भी बात करेंगे। हम्माद, इट हैज़ बीन वेरी गुड सीज़न फॉर यू और आप कम बैक कर रहे हैं। बड़ा मुश्किल होता है किसी प्लेयर के लिए दोबारा से लाइमलाइट में आना, तो क्या तवक्कुआत लेकर आए हैं PSL में?
जी बिल्कुल, सीज़न काफ़ी अच्छा गया मेरा, तो कोशिश इंशाल्लाह यही है कि इसको अवेल करूं, अब जब चांस जब भी मिले तो उसको अवेल करूं और टीम में दोबारा कम बैक करने की कोशिश करूंगा।
पाकिस्तान विमेन टीम को आप लोग गाए बगाए देखते रहते हैं, लेकिन आज लाइव मैच में देख रहे हैं, सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, कितना अच्छा फील हो रहा है क्योंकि अब तक टीम बहुत ज़बरदस्त लड़ती हुई नज़र आई है।
जी बिल्कुल, जैसे ये T20 भी ये लोग काफ़ी अच्छा खेले, काफ़ी क्लोज मैचेस हुए थे और अभी भी सीरीज़ 1-1 से बराबर है और मैच बड़ा अच्छा चल रहा है, तो उम्मीद है कि ये 2-1 से सीरीज़ इंशाल्लाह जीतेंगे।
लास्टली इरफान, आपसे पूछेंगे, जैसे कि हम्माद बड़े होपफुल हैं कि 2-1 इंशाल्लाह पाकिस्तान जो ये सीरीज़ जीतेगा, आप क्या समझते हैं जो इस वक्त है 135 पे 7 आउट है वेस्ट इंडीज़ के, डू यू थिंक कि पाकिस्तान कैन विन दिस मैच एंड द सीरीज़ एज वेल?
नहीं, इंशाल्लाह जिस तरह खेल रही है हमारी वुमेन टीम, तो बड़ा अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रही है, उम्मीद है इंशाल्लाह सीरीज़ पाकिस्तान टीम जीते। फिर भी क्रिकेट है, जितना अच्छा परफॉर्म करेंगे उतना टीम के लिए अच्छा होगा।
वेल, थैंक यू सो मच जी। ये थे मोहम्मद इरफान और हम्माद आजम, जो कि दोनों बड़े ही पुरुम्मीद है कि पाकिस्तान टीम जो है ना सिर्फ ये मैच जीतेगी बल्कि सीरीज़ भी जीतेगी। एक ज़बरदस्त जेस्चर मुल्तान सुल्तान की जानिब से। ये थे इरफान और हम्माद आजम। अब चलेंगे कमेंट्री बॉक्स की जानिब।
Thank you very much, Nabil Hashmi, and he was talking to Irfan and Hamad Azam from Multan Sultans, and they were showing gestures, and they're here to support Pakistan women and Indian women. They're playing their 3rd ODI, and right now it's 135 for 7, and meanwhile changing the com box as well, Marina and Nabil Hashmi.
Thank you so much, K. Asif. Pakistan are truly in the dominating situation, and Windies were on the toss and decided to bat first, a decision that has gone against them, Marina.
Definitely, Taylor giving a very bold statement that she wanted to go above 250, but all credits to Pakistan and their bowlers, especially a great captaincy by Bisma Maroof, rotating their bowlers on time and at the right place. So West Indies in all sort of trouble.
Well, just like Marina was saying, Bisma has been spot on with the changes she had made throughout the 2 matches she has taken in charge of, and this is something that is really heartening for Pakistan. And the call is for 2. They would easily make it. Whenever there is a change of leadership at any organization, any team, it's a difficult period, but the brilliance shown by Bisma has been simply heartening.
She's a smart operator and has been around for Pakistan quite a while now. So she understands every point of a match and knows what exactly the requirement is. A good looking shot down the ground. Well, right now the concern for me, Nabil, is that Pakistan should not lose any grip, because they want to end up and wrap it as soon as they can under the 150 mark for them.
Yeah, definitely. With that, it's the end of the 41st over. Windies 139 for 7. Well, like Marina said, it's imperative for Pakistan that they ensure the game does not slip away from this situation. Probably this is the best chance Pakistan will have in this series. This is the decider, and they have restricted Windies so far to 139 for 7.
Yeah, with the start West Indies had, it looked like that 250 plus was an easy task for them. But yet again, all credit to Pakistan. Nabil, points are at stake, so no easy going for both of the teams. But yeah, with Taylor gone now, that's a huge difference for the Pakistan and West Indies also. And yet again, as I mentioned, that Diana has a good short ball, and that really surprised Taylor, ending up in Pakistan getting her wicket. That was a good shot down the cover area. Right now, making sure that Nashra is containing a tight line.
Like you mentioned, Diana's short pitch stuff. I think it was the fierce wind that was blowing in the morning that was making life difficult for her. And the wind has slowed down as compared to the morning, and that is why I think Diana was able to put in more energy while bowling to Taylor. Nashra Sandhu continues her good spell here. It's good to see how Pakistan team is evolving day by day. The outfield fielding has improved a lot. We have seen not just one or two girls putting in the effort. We have seen at least 5 or 6 very good fielders out there.
All credit to the PCB bringing in the sports staff that was necessary with Mark, Andy and Jamal and the trainer. It's a lot to mention about him, that he has improved and worked rightly so in the right areas for the Pakistan team's fitness, and that truly has shown on the field the difference that has brought up with the Pakistan.
Another good delivery. It's surprising to see that Pakistan are not operating with the slip here, given Windies are 7 down. We'll continue with that. It's the end of the 42nd over. Windies 140 for 7.
I agree with you, Nabil. They have to put slip in for the tailenders, and also as they're looking for wickets, they should not be going to contain it. They want to end it as soon as they can, so that it would be a comfortable total for Pakistan. Not to forget that West Indies have a very good bowling attack, so they want to make sure that things don't get out of hands for Pakistan.
Yeah, definitely. When Windies bowling attack showed it in the first ODI, when they bowled out Pakistan cheaply, and the short pitch stuff did the trick there. And with the sort of bounce Diana Baig was getting in previous overs. Good delivery here. Pakistan should be wary of the likes of Totten, Cornell, Salomon. They can bowl at pace and certainly can run up to the crease.
Right now, good batting by the West Indies, just rotating strike, making sure that they use the full overs that are left. Probably not want to give up the wickets and end up early by the 50 over mark.
Well, yet another good delivery by Kainat Imtiaz. Marina, speaking of your experience, like you said, that the culture has changed in the Pakistan side as well. They are putting more effort in the training sessions. What do you reckon in terms of the competitiveness? We saw how Pakistan gave a tough time to New Zealand, and even they won. This could be a run-out opportunity.
Oh, that was really, really close, Sanami, by the throw. Had it been a direct hit, I think that would have been curtains for Salman. A dive put in, lucky that she got away with it. That's Fletcher on the danger end.
Yeah, both the batters speaking to each other. Obviously, they want to see out the 7.3 overs that are remaining. I was asking, what do you think Pakistan will be able to, what time frame do you think that Pakistan will be able to compete with the likes of England, Australia and New Zealand?
That's a good looking shot towards the extra cover area. Cut down, should have been cut down, but good effort by Sidra Amin. But with often, and Salman made sure that he utilizes it. Talking about Pakistan's progression as a team, I think that credit goes to ICC for arranging the championship all around the year, because this has literally lifted up the standard of cricket between the women's teams. And you've seen that playing with Australia, England, even New Zealand, that has really improved the game itself and as players. So probably I think that as much as exposure and international matches Pakistan team get, they will be improving, and this is what we have seen in later years.
Well, we'll continue with the commentary, and a special guest would be joining us in the comm box. He is the owner of the Multan Sultans, Ali Tareen. Welcome, Ali, to the commentary box.
Thank you, Nabil. Good to be here.
Good to see you guys. A franchise coming out and supporting the girls here. A great initiative, Ali.
Thanks, sir. I've been a big advocate of women's cricket in Pakistan for years now. So when we got the team, obviously we had to come out and support the girls. And the players are very happy to come. The local players as well as the foreign players were very happy to come and see a good game of cricket. Obviously the weather's nice, the sun's out, wind is blowing. So this is a great day to come out, watch the girls, support the girls. And we have a practice match against Islamabad later today also.
Well, that's the spirit that they have, the match tonight, a practice match tonight. They will support the girls, go back to hotel and then come back again. Maya, that is something you want to see from the PSL franchise owners as well. Come out, support the girls, make them ambassadors as well. Show them that they are part of such a big league as well.
You have to give respect to women's cricket, yeah. You have to give respect to domestic cricket and women's cricket. And inshallah, over the next few years, this is going to be our goal, to give maximum respect to women's cricket in Pakistan and domestic cricket in Pakistan. Acha side mar.
Definitely a great initiative by the Multan Sultans, and I've been in touch with Ali. Ali, you have been working on women cricket. You want to build up a structure for them. That is a great initiative for the Pakistani women cricket team. Tell us about it.
First of all, Marina, it's not that we've been in touch. I've always been a big fan of you and your power hitting ways in cricket, and I've tried to emulate you as much as I can in my own game.
That's my pleasure.
So recently we've been trying to understand the issues for the past 2 years of women's cricket. The same issues that domestic people have is the same issues in women's cricket. Much more apparent in women's cricket because of the lack of funding and the lack of development in women's cricket. So as soon as we got the team, the first request we made to PCB was the formation of one domestic league, domestic PSL, where only emerging talent category and silver category players get to play. Because abhi there are 21 kids in the squad. How many will get to play in the PSL? 15, maybe 16 of them. Bakiyon ko mauka nahi milega. We have to have a tournament in Pakistan where they all get a chance to showcase their talent. Abhi they have coaches, they have international coaches with them, international players with them, they're being groomed, they're doing nets with them, coaching sessions, and that is great. But if they can't showcase their talent, then what's the point? So we need to have a local tournament in Pakistan played in home and away matches. So because there be low security issues, we can have a match in Multan, we can have a match in Islamabad, we can have a match in... Oh, what a ball, yaar!
Nashra angling into the right-hander, and that is all curtains for Salman. What a brilliant length ball delivery, beating the batter.
Nashra Sandhu continues to be the silent assassin she is, and what a fighter cricketer she is. A good athlete in the field and bowls a good left arm spin as well. So Pakistan continue their dominance over Windies here.
Marina, where's Nashra from?
Nashra is from Lahore.
Acha, which college?
Lahore College.
Acha, Lahore College. There's a big rivalry back home between Lahore College and Canade College.
Oh yes, I think that that's the beauty of the game, because you have to be competitive on field, and when you have two good colleges competing against each other, that's when the game develops.
Absolutely, it's like a Cambridge-Oxford situation going on there.
Oh yes, definitely.
Very competitive matches. Both have very good players. Diana Baig, one of my favorite fast bowlers, is from Lahore College. Alias from Canade, who did really well today. I think it's like 2 wickets now.
Yes, he has taken 2 wickets. So talking about the women cricket, you have seen the standard now. What would be your initiative, and what areas you would like to work on when you go back and support women cricket in domestic?
So what I've been advocating for within PCB is that every region, once they're empowered, should be mandated to have a women's team. Every region should be given 1 year, and in that year they have to develop a women's team of their own, and 80% local girls from that region. When you mandate a team region, they will have to develop grounds, they will have to develop academies for girls, they will have to get more girls playing in the region if they want to win their own tournament. So I hope that the PCB mandates them, and ideally if I can play any role in that in my own region of South Punjab, I'd be happy to do it.
That's brilliant initiative. And Ali, it's really good to see the sort of energy that you bring, and we were watching you shouting, backing the girls. So
a lot of these girls are my friends. I've been supporting them at the matches. We've done some nets together as well. I've taught Sana and Diana a few things, so it's good to see them using the skills they learned from me on the field.
Yeah, Ali.
Sana's going to kill me after this.
Yeah, Ali can bowl a really good bouncer. So Ali, talking about support for the women cricket, you already tweeted good luck to Pakistan women's cricket team, and you promised to be there in the ground, and you have lived up to the expectations. So all hats off to you and the Multan team for supporting women cricket.
And standing in front of us is one of my favorite players, Nida Dar, who is also known as Lady Lala. So she is the female Shahid Afridi.
She has been a lioness throughout the series. She was outstanding in the T20 series. You must have seen that half century she scored in the third T20.
Good, yeah, what a great power hitter.
It's a flatted delivery from Nida Dar. And Marina, as we were speaking, that it's surprising to see no close-in fielders there, no slip catching there with West Indies 8 down now.
Yeah, probably maybe Cornell has a huge structure. So, but I think that they should put a slip or one in and try to cover a little bit singles, because that's all West Indies would like to go after. But I think that Cornell has some strength to clear the boundary. Definitely Pakistan has in mind, and it's never easy to hit out Sana Mir. I can bet on that any given day.
मैंने मारा छक्का इसको.
Ali, given how young you are, can we see you play for Multan Sultans? You tweeted last night that your trainer asked you for screening as well.
that was a big compliment. I was very happy that our physio Andrew Leapers thought I was one of the players.
Sana Mir with a brilliant ball coming round the wicket to Cornell now, just trying to cut down that angle and room, not giving any room for her to maneuver.
This has been hit to the mid-wicket boundary where Nida Dar is there. That's a good return from her. So Ali, what are the expectations personally asking from you as an owner from Multan Sultans?
पहले मुझे बताओ हम इतनी अंग्रेजी क्यों बोल रहे हैं?
Because this is what we are supposed to do here.
पाकिस्तान में देख रहे हैं मैचेस यार. अच्छा वेस्ट इंडीज वाली भी देख रहे होंगे. थोड़ी सी उर्दू बोल सकते हैं यार मरीना.
Yeah, we cannot. Yeah.
चलो आप लोग अंग्रेजी बोलो, फिर मैं उर्दू इंग्लिश मिक्स करता रहूँगा, ठीक है? थैंक यू. कम ऑन सना, यही चांस है.
That has been cut away to a backward point. 2 fielders running to cut it out.
Good effort, girls. Good effort. Good effort.
Brilliant effort by Sidra Amin. She's an exceptional fielder for Pakistan, but couldn't cut that down. A little bit width offered, and Cornell make sure that she got hold of it. So 46 overs gone now. West Indies 155 for 8.
Sidra Amin played an amazing innings in the last match. Almost got to 100. Very unfortunate to get run out before she got to a century.
Yes, that was disappointing. That just falling short 4 runs, and that was to a run out. But brilliantly played. I'll ask you one thing, Ali, that you've seen that PSL has played a huge impact in development of men's game. How important would it be if we could arrange a PSL for women also?
It is so important for there to be a women's PSL in Pakistan. So it takes a long time to develop a domestic structure, especially one that doesn't exist for women. It existed a few years ago, but it didn't last very long. There wasn't much interest, wasn't any funds really weren't available for that. If you suddenly decide that you're going to make a women's PSL and you sell the teams to either the existing owners or new owners, and you tell them you have 1 year and you're going to have a tournament and you need 80% girls from Pakistan, they will be mandated to practically to develop the game, to find the cricketers, to develop them, to bring them from all over Pakistan, to put them in the team, because everyone wants to win, everyone wants to do well. When they have an incentive that they've bought a team and they're about to stake their reputation on the line, because their own personal reputation will be linked to the team, and they will make sure that they put in the maximum effort, use their own funds to develop women's cricket, and when they make the teams, I think that's going to be a big boost and a very quick sudden boost for women's cricket. So I would love to have a women's PSL team, and hopefully PCB is listening right now, and they will start this. They will get the work started.
That's brilliant, and I think the right way to go around for development of women cricket in Pakistan.
Marina, will you be my coach?
Well, that's the offer here. You should take it.
Yeah, why not?
How about you can come in for some power hitting sessions?
Oh, I can.
Okay,
I
done.
can definitely.
Done. I'm going to hold you to that. Nabil, you can come and watch.
I would certainly love to do so. Given the passion Ali has for the game, you need such owners.
Many of the other PSL team owners are very passionate.
Yeah, we have seen Rana Saab, we have seen
Absolutely,
Nadeem Umar,
absolutely.
Javed Afridi,
All very
Ali
passionate.
Naqvi, Salman Iqbal. So
All
it's
very
really good that all these PSL franchise owners are really passionate about the game of cricket.
Right now, Nashra is keeping a very tight line, just angling into the right-hander, not giving any room once again. So that's brilliant bowling by by Nashra and Sana, offering no runs to maneuver.
I think we've kept the girls have kept it very tight throughout the innings. It's very good to see. Given the small boundary, I was very worried, and the fast outfield because of the slope, I thought it'd be a huge total on today. But the girls have kept it very tight, very good fielding, putting in their maximum effort. So this is very good to see.
Diana Baig will continue from the football ground end.
Oh,
good effort from Diana.
That was athletic effort by Diana Baig. Almost got hold of it, but once again just banging in short, and Connell was in no shape to play. But what a brilliant effort by Diana.
Well, Diana is a double national for Pakistan. She has represented Pakistan football team as well. It's good to see multi-sports athletes coming into the game.
Fielding has been spot on today for Pakistan, and probably that's the difference in containing West Indies under around 170 mark, because the way they started, it was looking like they would cross 260 to 70, as Taylor mentioned at the toss.
Diana runs in the game. This time it was in the block hole, but sliding down the leg side.
Smart bowling by Diana, mixing it up the length, just banging in short the first one, then a little bit slow, and now a Yorker. So all tricks up her sleeve, looking for a wicket and wrap it up.
No wickets today from Diana, but she got 4 in the last match. So we're hoping she can wrap it up now. 2 more.
Short delivery pulled, and a brilliant catch by Sanamir.
जैसे मैंने कहा था कि विकेट लेगी, उसने विकेट ले लिया. मान जाओ तुम लोग.
Yeah, you were right. You said that she hasn't taken a wicket in this spell.
She took 2 wickets today, भाईजान. Today spell में अभी तक नहीं ली थी.
Yeah. You were pretty right, Ali.
यही मैं कह रहा था.
Yeah. 2 wickets early on, and now her 3rd wicket. So 7 wickets, Marina, in 2 matches, and she was sitting out for the T20 leg of and the first ODI as well.
कॉट ने बोल्ड किया था यार. बोल के तुम नबील मैच देखा करो यार गौर से.
Well, Diana Bay yet again with the shorter delivery, as I mentioned earlier that she has the trick and she can do it for Pakistan. Yet again the West Indies missing out the trick, and again a good bowling by Diana, mixing it up, and the rewards for Pakistan team.
I'll bat it out for you, Ali.
क्या?
Don't worry, I'll bat it out for you.
किस बात?
I know the circumstances are difficult. The pitch is not helping you out, so I'll lend you the helping hand.
So we have a debutant today for the West Indies, Karishma Ramrahak. She's debuting today, and really not an ideal situation for her to walk in, but probably I think that she'll do a lot with the ball.
I wouldn't want to face Diana Baig as my first ball in on my debut.
Well, let's see whether Diana could repeat the same feat she achieved, the 4-wicket haul in the last match. She already has got 3. Some adjustments to the field.
I would like to see a slip for lefty if Diana is bowling.
That one kept a bit low, Marina. That's not good signs for Pakistan. Previously we saw purchase for spinner. This was this short delivery pulled fiercely by corner straight into the hands of Sanamir, and there's the send-off.
Yeah, that was a good ball. Talking about the bounce, Nabila, I mentioned at the pitch report that we expected a lot of bounce by this wicket in the first ODI, in the second ODI as well, but it went other way around. It's not much bounce to offer.
And there's this edge, and Marina was just talking about having a slip there. Surprise from Pakistan. They have operated without the slip for the last couple of overs. And with that, it's the end of the 47th over. Windies are 156 for 9.
What do you guys think? What's going to be the total score for the Windies today?
Probably around 160, 165.
नहीं boy, एक number guess करना है.
I'll go with 160.
Marina?
I'll go with 158.
Very nice, very confident.
Your turn, Ali.
165.
So you wanted that number.
65.
Finally the slip has been brought in.
Yeah, for Sanami, that's a
Come
must.
on, Sana, finish it up, finish it up. Come on, Sana.
Oh, just a wide ball to start off. A little loosener by Sana, but definitely she would like to take that slip fielder into consideration.
And a bit sloppy from Sidra Nawaz. She's an outstanding wicket keeper.
Yeah, Sana just setting her up. Don't worry, guys. It's all part of the plan.
You know what? 158 has been scored, so Marina is now out of equation.
156 who hai boy?
No, you are still in the game. It's 158.
Yes, I'm still in the game.
My bad. Sanamir adjusting the field again, and no slip this time.
Now it's your call, guys.
160 for me and 165 for Ali.
Ali, talking about Multan Sultan, you have a very balanced team, and what will be your main areas to focus as a team in this tournament?
We have a very good group of pacers, and we're hoping they can deliver the results for us during the tournament, depending on the pitch, depending on whether we're in Sharjah or Dubai. But I think our pacers are going to make the difference. And we have one very, very interesting left-arm spinner, and we saw him in the nets, did really well, kept it very tight, very deceptive. So maybe he can be a surprise package during the tournament. Oh, what a ball! मैं कहा था मैंने कहा था कि सना आउट करेगी और खत्म करेगी गेम को, कहा था नहीं कहा, मुझे बताओ।
Well,
I'm the most, I'm the closest.
लेकिन मैंने कहा था नहीं कहा था कि सना खत्म करेगी टूर्नामेंट ये मैच।
I said 160, so it's a close call between you and me.
Well, मैंने कहा था सना इसमें आउट करेगी, खत्म करेगी।
Well, thank you so much, Ali. Thank you so much. You predicted it, and Sana did it as well. So it's a wrap up of the Windies inning.
Big pleasure to be with you guys. Nabil, not so much. Marina, with you especially.
Thank you so much, Ali. Thank you so much, Ali, for your lovely time here and the special gesture of supporting the girls out there. Marina, Pakistan now need 160, and I think it's a gettable. You can see it from the body language of the girls as well.
Oh yes, that's a good total to bat on to. I think it would be very comfortable for Pakistan, and all credit goes to Bisma and the team for containing West Indies. The way they started, it was looking scary, but yes, the bowling fielding was spot on, and especially the captaincy. And West Indies will have to do a lot hard work in the bowling session, and I think that Pakistan should keep their calm and play on their strengths. It wouldn't be a hard total to chase down.
Pakistan have this series in their own hands now. The destiny is now in their own hands. They need one or two good innings like they had from Sidhu Amin and Nirada in the previous match, and you can see how they are receiving the claps and the applause from everyone out there who are now supporting the girls.
Well, these are lovely scenes, boys supporting the girls. That's all you need to boost up the women cricket, and especially Pakistan team. They would love that they have the support of the boys team on their back. Multan Sultan there, as Alitareen mentioned, that he has a huge support as a team and owner for Pakistan's women cricket team.
Well, that's the batting scorecard of the Windies. Kaisia Knight's trouble continues in the series. She was not able to open her account. Deandra Doughton was run out on 20. That was crucial to Pakistan's cause. Stephanie Taylor gotten bowled by Diana Begum 52. Shemaine Campbell scored 26 and Effie Fletcher scored 21 down the order. And those were the notable contributions.
Yeah, the usual suspects, Taylor and Doughton just getting off the mark with a little bit of contribution by Campbell. But other than these three, nobody just kicked off. But again, amazing bowling and brilliant plan to work out for Pakistan. 11 extras are a little bit concerning, but it's all good for Pakistan with this target.
Well, you can see Pakistan women team shaking hands with Multan Sultans and their owner Ali Tareen. Obviously a special gesture from them to come out there, support the girls, sit out there, wait for them to come back and then applaud them.
Yes, that is brilliant and fabulous gesture by the men's team of Multan Sultan. It's a huge boost up when you have people like Ali Tareen supporting the women cricket, and that's all you need as a team, as a women team, the exposure they get, and some of advice, I guess, from the brilliant players they are in Multan Sultan.
Yeah, definitely stars like Mohammad Irfan are out there to support them. Shan Masudu was brilliant in the test series against South Africa. He is out here as well to support the girl. Hamad Azam, former international player. So these are really good scenes for Pakistan women cricket, that they are now being backed up by the boys as well.
Bisma introducing girls to the Multan Sultan's team. Positive signs for development of overall cricket in Pakistan, whether we talk about men's or women's, and it's a good interaction, very learning mode for women's also, and a booster for them.
You know what's more important is the fact that this videos and the pictures that will now go global from it, that would send a pretty positive message, and that will certainly boost up the morale of the upcoming budding women cricketers, that they can also take up the game and they would be equally backed by the men's as well.
Yes, definitely, I agree with you, and this is all we need as a Pakistani nation to come together in the field of game, whether it's men's or women's. You can see Sana Mir having a good chat around with the boys, and we all know that she has been an icon for Pakistan cricket all over Pakistan, and it's brilliant scene coming out from the ICC Cricket Academy.
Just one thing that Pakistan need to remind themselves, the job is only half done yet. They haven't won the match, so
Yes, you celebrated. Yes, you enjoyed the moment. You relished the backing of the boys in the Multan Sultans team, but they need to regather their focus because everything is depending on how they will, reply when they come out to bat.
Well, Nabil, the bowlers have done their job. Now it's up to the batters. You can see that Diana Beksana made exceptional once again up the order. 3 wickets for Diana. Wow, what a series she's having. Nidar Dar, Nashwa Sandhu again tightening those middle overs, and Kainat and Alia just trying to maintain the West Indies attack. So 160 to chase down by Pakistan. We'll join you back after the innings break, and let's see how Pakistan operates with it.